Our first guest tonight has been fired for more jobs than most people will ever hold. Right now, he has the #1 FM radio morning program right here in New York, New York. Folks, please say hello to Mr. Radio, Howard Stern.
I don't know if you heard the news. I mean, you have to be living in a cave, but yesterday the big news, Robin's book went to #3.
Oh, stop that.
It was all over. Saw it all over.
I thought you were talking about that mess in Oklahoma City.
What happened? Okay. Let's, have I been blamed for that yet?
Blew up. You know, I thought that myself. Are we at full?
Yeah, Janet Reno was on the phone with me last night trying to find out if I knew anything.
Did you say something?
Yeah. Anyway, listen, got a busy show today. I'll comment on the bombings in Oklahoma, and I'll tell you what I think should be done. I've been saying it for years, but nobody listens to me.
Well, maybe it's time to reiterate it, because I don't remember what you said.
Okay, I'll be happy to say it again. I said it back when Ronald Reagan didn't take any action against our Marines getting blown up over in... I thought that was an act of war then. I thought we should have declared war as of then. But I'll tell you my...
Declare war again?
I'll tell you exactly who the enemy is.
All right.
I'll tell you exactly how you clean up the problem. And I, of course, will probably be attacked by every Arab group, but I don't care. I'm going to tell you what you have to do. What is it?
It's the funniest phone call. Actually, John took it. Somebody called, I guess one of our listeners. You know, we opened the show with a bunch of bits and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to know, how could we be playing bits and having fun in light of what happened yesterday?
Oh.
Yeah. Think we should change the format of the show?
I thought that was our duty.
You know, one of the weird things about syndicating the show is, like, now we're on in a lot of weird little towns like El Paso and even, you know, it's not a little town, but sort of, you know, Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And not that our listeners in Dallas are any different from listeners here, let's say, in New York or Los Angeles, but you're on in a market where there's different sort of sensibilities, ethnic groups, a lot of recent immigrants and stuff, and they don't get it at all. They don't know what we're doing. They don't even get it. And
they
it's
don't like it, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting now. Everything we do has, like, sort of national impact, you know?
Well, repercussions would be a better word.
Yeah, which is cool.
You're into it.
Yeah, I was thinking like I was slipping or something, but now.
Apparently you're still on target.
Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, no, I'll comment on Oklahoma in just a minute, but I got to have to scratch my genitals
that
and then...
was really rude. I just realized what you did.
I wasn't scratching my genitals. I was scratching... my stomach is dry right here. Come here, Robin.
That is not your stomach, Howard.
Oh, right here.
Your stomach is not down there.
No, right here, look. Right there. That's nowhere near where you think I was scratching. Just looked weird.
Well, just imagine what it looks like to me. I can't imagine your stomach being that far into your chair.
Yeah, you can ask the E people. They got it on tape. That's like, you know, a lot of times I pick my nose in here, and I used to be embarrassed because the E cameras are on me. Like, but, you know, I got to pick my nose. Sometimes I can't breathe, and it's all caked up in there. But I realize Robin Radzinski sits back there. She's a woman. I don't mind picking my nose in front of guys, but...
God is all right.
Yeah.
But Robin...
She swears that she said that one day I picked my nose and ate it, and I know that's something I don't do.
Oh. She didn't say that.
Yeah, she says, I saw it. I said, you can say you saw it all you want. I don't... That's something I'm really not into.
You got it on tape.
Yeah, I mean, I confess to doing every weird thing. Well, let me see it. I probably rubbed my nose and went like that or something, but...
How do you know accidentally? You didn't, like...
I know the taste of that stuff.
Your finger in your mouth. Maybe there was nothing on it.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But you know, when you look at it, it looks like you're eating.
Yeah, I just know that's, you know, I confess and cop to every disgusting habit except that one. I'll tell you when I do it, though.
Well, some of the other things you've done, it's not far-fetched.
Yeah. What is it?
It really looked like you did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't do it.
Because we were sitting back there watching, you were picking your nose, and me and Einziger was saying it's like that Caddyshack movie, like one day you're going to... one day you're going to, like, eat it or something. And we looked away. 2 seconds later, looked back, and you're like...
Yeah, good luck. And Robin probably didn't even see it.
Going like this, and like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I'll go like this, and then I'll go like...
No, you were like... You were like looking.
Yeah, it was delicious.
You were looking. We watched back. It was like this
treat.
like this Zapruder film.
Get out of here, dickwad. I don't pick my nose and eat it. I do everything else, but I don't do that.
I can't believe that you're this upset that accusation was made.
Because I like to cop to everything, but I got to make sure I do it. You know, like I talk about, I finger my belly button and smell it. I mean, I'll do anything, but I don't.
You fart into your hand.
Yeah.
And put it up to your nose.
Yeah, so I mean, I will confess to anything that I do.
I just don't understand this level of obsessed.
Yeah, but one thing I won't do is eat my boogers. That's disgusting. This time I'm as innocent as OJ.
See?
But she was going down the hall. I saw it. I was just like, shut up.
Hey, there's witnesses.
Yeah. I don't care what you saw. That was an optical delusion. All right, let me take a break, and we'll be back right after these words. Scott, a little air in here, please.
Let's return
just a little
to the Howard Stern Show.
I'm almost unconscious.
We ought to switch studios.
Is it that time already?
What?
No, I didn't realize it was 18 minutes past the hour.
We have different times.
What do you have?
21 past.
Oh. Well, let's call it 19. Let's call it 19 and a half past the hour. Split the
Compromise.
difference. Yeah. Or 20 past the hour. Somewhere in that range. It is now somewhere between 18 and 20 after. 18, 20, 21. Don't set your clocks, but nobody's setting their clock to this show.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't imagine someone's waiting for us to do a time check.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we should offer that service. Maybe we'd have more listeners. The time now? 19, 20, 21, 22 after.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in that range. You could set your clock now. Yeah, we're not linked into that Navy place that has the time. I remember that on the old Superman show.
Right.
Superman, for some reason, had to fly to the Navy Academy, Naval Special Space, where they keep the time clocks. I forget why. Anybody remember that episode? The original Superman? Okay. Guess it wasn't that good an episode.
Really tapped into something there.
Very universal. And you look over Baba Booey, and he's like, those giant teeth.
I'm going to be consistently stupid. I at least answered.
Right.
I said, I don't know. Those guys didn't say anything.
Maybe they were thinking, Gary.
When we were at our old station, our old engineer, Greg, every 5 days he used to put the phone on speakerphone and call the national time and set it to the exact second.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you call?
It's like 9/7 something. It says, at the tone, it'll be, 6:19 and 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah? I got to get that number. Because every clock in my house is different.
Well, the kids, you can get it off your cable TV now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happens. I do that sometimes.
The
Channel
cable
14.
is not necessarily right.
Yeah, I think the cable's wrong.
So?
I think the cable's hooked into the same clock we are.
At least when I have the radio on and it's checking the time and I look at where I set it for my cable, it's always like a minute off.
I don't think any of the engineers here ever set the clocks.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. They used to do that at NBC all the time.
Twice a year when it goes forward and back.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at NBC, they checked it every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
They wanted accurate to the second.
I know. And here it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, at NBC they took time very seriously.
Well, they had nothing else to do. There were so many guys standing around.
Yeah, that engineering department was huge.
Well, we had to give a time check after like almost every song.
And you also had to hit network news and stuff.
I mean, time was a big attraction of that station. It was such a bad radio station that...
You only tuned in for the time.
Yeah, I mean, there was probably a segment that said, hey, I can't stand the music and I can't stand the disc jockeys, but, they give great time. I mean, it's always accurate. Everything about that station was off. Piece of garbage. Anyway, you want me to talk about Oklahoma, or you want to just get this piece of business out?
It's up to you.
Yeah, we have, even though Oklahoma's a big story and everything, I've got other important business to get to.
Oh, really?
Hey,
there's other things on your agenda?
Evidently, life goes on here. A lot of the audience phoning in saying, yeah, we're concerned about Oklahoma, but what kind of women are you going to have on the show in the future?
Yeah.
And here to answer that question is Fla Fla Flowly.
Okay, let's start with the woman we spoke about last week, the one who had the CD where she moans over all that disco music.
Yeah, you still got that?
Yeah, I've got it out.
Why don't you go grab it?
Okay.
There's this woman who is trying to get on the show, and she put out a CD, And the whole CD is just bad disco music with her moaning sexually into the microphone.
The whole thing is that I don't think she's any kind of musician.
Yeah.
But she's putting out a record.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you and I could put out this record. In fact, we're working on one.
It's not her music. It's just her moan.
I'm not even sure it's her moaning.
By the way, they suggest track 8, by the way.
Oh, is that right?
That's her hit, huh?
What's track 8? What's it called?
It's called Sick Love Blues. SIC, it's spelled.
They don't want us to play Sex Trilogy? Right. Track 8. Here's Robin's record.
I was going to say, I think I've heard this before.
I think this is sexier. Right, let me hear this. Here it is.
This is it? That's not you adding anything?
No. I'm not adding a thing. Interesting record. I wonder if guys buy this.
This is the soundtrack to every porno movie.
Yeah, you're right.
My bedroom has never sounded like this.
There's
ever.
no noise in there at all, is there?
Not like this. There is noise, but it's mostly my wife yapping about the kids. I could be doing all kinds of things there, and she's like, "Do you want to take the kids on the vacation?"
You could have her in any kind of position.
Yeah, it'll make a difference. Can't shut her up. Poor Eric Clapton worked on his guitar playing for 35 years, and I'd rather hear this. So anyway, we said to the woman, "You want to come in and sing live for us?" So is she going to bring a click track, as they call it?
Okay, well, we had a bunch of questions for her, and I'll go...
Click track, cool. How do I know that?
Yeah, I was going to say, where did that term come from?
Maybe I know my way around the studio.
Click track.
Isn't a click track a track without the vocals?
Yes.
Click
Yes.
check.
Raw track.
The click check.
Yes.
I wasn't even sure I was using that right.
I thought you'd made it up.
I did, too. I knew I heard it somewhere. Is she going to bring the click track with her?
Well, okay, so we gave her half a dozen options, and this is what she said yes and no to.
Okay.
The first one was, would she moan to track topless? The answer was yes. Okay. Second question, would she get naked, and could we poke her with a stick?
Yes.
And the answer is she would get topless, and then they wanted to know who would do the poking and what did the stick look like.
You told them it's a devil's fork?
Yes. So that was okay.
A devil's fork with a...
Howard with a devil's fork.
Okay, that's okay.
That's okay.
All right, go ahead. I'm going to poke her while she sings.
Okay. Would she drink water out of Gary's mouth?
Yeah. Right.
Surprisingly, the answer was okay as long as there's no biting.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, but then...
Has she seen Gary's mouth?
Yeah, but then oddly enough, but see, this makes no sense.
She sees your mouth, though.
Could we spread food on her? And the answer was no. Okay. Could we tie her up and roll her in a carpet? The answer was no. And then...
Why? It's a big deal.
Could we blind...
No, we actually wanted to tie her up, roll her in a carpet, and put her in the elevator.
Let her go up and down.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far. The answer was no.
All right.
And then could we blindfold her and put different foods in her mouth? And the guy said maybe. And then he said she would prefer not to, but if that's what was the deal breaker, he would do it.
All right. Well, that's a deal breaker.
Okay.
The guy's going to put it like that. I'm taking what I can get. All right. So that's a fun appearance. When is that going to happen? I hope today.
No, it's happening. I think I've got a book for like May 5th.
Oh, why?
Because she's in L.A.
To give you something to live for.
Don't they want to sell records?
Well, she can't come in today or tomorrow. We're off next week.
Okay.
And then, she'll be in the following week.
Is that record in the stores?
I think it goes in the stores next week. They wanted to come in next week to break the record, but...
Right.
So I think it goes in, like, stores on the 28th.
Okay, so that's a good appearance. Next. Let me see the picture of the girl so I can get myself...
The Sounds of Sex, and that's Ava.
How did she come up with this idea?
She didn't come up with any idea, I think.
Some Jewish guy came up with a lot of money on the idea.
The Jews are really into this. There she is. Wow.
Well, she's almost tied up there. Why couldn't you tie her up, wrap her in a...
She's tied up with tape.
And the whole rap about her is that she was raised by nuns. Something happened to her parents, and she got sent to a convent.
Yeah, well, the nuns are doing a great job.
Yeah, they ought to be proud.
She's totally naked.
You know where she is now?
Totally naked, wrapped up in reel-to-reel tape.
They must be very proud when she's topless, licking water out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Maybe there's a chance for a reunion here. Do we know where the nuns are?
Yeah.
What happened to us being blindfolded and feeling our bare asses and guessing who's who?
I didn't get that one.
Really?
Hello?
Can you check?
I don't remember. Did we write that down?
I thought we had.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, Robin doesn't want to pull her pants on, so she'll just be in panties.
Blindfolded.
I don't know anything about this.
And she just feels them. There's no like contest or point or anything, right?
No, she has to guess who's who.
Okay.
Now, why would she know what butt was whose?
Well, see if she knows. Part of the challenge of the show. It's a game. Can we pour the warm oatmeal in her panties? Did they say that was all right?
I didn't get that one either. I'm sorry.
Ask that. I thought we asked her that.
Warm oatmeal.
Well, as long as she's going to drink water out of his mouth, it looks like she's up for anything.
I'd rather do almost anything than that.
Yeah.
Put me in the elevator.
Can we shave her head and then pierce it?
I didn't get that far.
No.
Apologize.
Mm-hmm. All right, what about this other girl?
I really felt stupid asking if we could roll her in a carpet.
What the guy did, was he laughing?
Yeah, he laughed.
And what about this other girl that...
Okay, now the other girl, this was the really beautiful blonde that was in Playboy.
Yeah.
She's an advocate for these women who, really good-looking women, they take their pictures and put them on like 900 numbers. And, you know...
This woman, let me explain it. Baba Booey's adult.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a very simple thing she's advocating, but...
Well, this woman's like real good-looking, and she was a Playboy playmate. And then every once in a while, you know those 900 ads?
On TV and stuff? Or
on TV, in magazines, where they say, hey, call me. And evidently, they can just take, like, a model's picture and slap it up there and say, call me. But meanwhile, you know, the model doesn't know that it's being used.
She's not getting reimbursed.
Yeah.
It was even worse for where prostitution is legal. They put ads in with these women and say, you know, call and I'll come to your house.
Right, so she's upset about that. She wants to talk about that.
So that's her issue.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said to the guy, you know, would she get naked? Because he said, you know, she's basically an actress now.
Right, yeah, sure.
But he said that she's also a naturalist, which is a word I love.
Naturist.
A naturalist.
Yes.
And that she's very comfortable with her body.
Yes.
And he heard the PETA people on here, if you remember.
Right.
They came in and got naked in order to promote their cause, and he's going to talk to her, and he thinks that she'd be okay because she's comfortable with her body, that she would do a nude interview and promote her, you know, what she's talking about.
Can we poke her with a stick, too?
I did not get that far.
You wouldn't like to do a nude interview with a Playboy bunny?
Well, I like to poke her with a stick.
Oh, you.
Want to be able to do something to her.
I think once you get her in here, you probably...
Okay, I'm sure we could.
You could just take a point and go, what's that?
Yeah, I'll point to different things on her body. Take a tour of her body. Okay, very good, Gary. That's a nice update. Thank you. All right, so, want to hear what I'm thinking on this Oklahoma thing?
Go ahead.
All right.
That we've exhausted the female issue.
All right. Naturist. I like that.
Well, we'll have to find out which she is when she's here and what the difference is.
Yeah.
But that one's still in negotiation. She might not show. The guy has to go ask.
You know, it's so true, though. You know, you look at that situation in Oklahoma where one day you're alive and the next day you're just going to work, minding your own business, and you're blown up. Makes you wonder if, like, maybe we should be out there enjoying life more, if you catch my drift.
There's definitely a sense that I'm not taking advantage of everything I could when something like that happens. We're always saying, well, later, you know, if I get that kind of money or if I do that kind of thing. Or when I retire, I'll be able to do all those things.
No, I was just thinking about, you know, women.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, right. like let's say, you know, I was in a building that blew up, and all of a sudden I'd be going, as I'm blowing up, I'd be like, schmuck. See?
But your thing is you're always waiting for your wife to keel over.
I know.
To have a good time.
Maybe my wife will be in a building.
Go put her in a building.
She won't do it. She won't even visit a building. Anyway, I have felt for a long time, starting with these Marines that were blown up in, where was it, Lebanon?
Lebanon, Beirut, wasn't it?
Yeah. Our Marines were over there. Ronald Reagan was president. And he came out and he made a big speech, Ronald Reagan. He said, these people who did this to our Marines will be tracked down and we will have justice. It's almost like the Clinton speech you heard last night about how we're going to find these terrorists and we're going to punish them as if that meant anything to these guys. These are guys who want to die for Allah. They would have just as been happy enough to blow up themselves with that car.
If they had to.
If they had to.
You can always find somebody who'll do that.
Yeah. And... you know, there was some, you know, everyone was very upset yesterday, and should be. And this guy, I think it was a guy named Senator Lieberman, was up on the floor saying, we have to have a new law that tells these people if any act of terrorism, they will instantly be put to death. Or I don't know, he had some kind of new law. You know, I'm like going, schmuck.
Wrong people.
Yeah, wrong people. You don't know what you're dealing with. There's no difference between this and being bombed at Hiroshima. at Pearl Harbor. There's no difference. We're under attack. We're at war. And you say, well, who are we exactly at war with? Well, duh. Don't be stupid. This Hezbollah or this, it's all Islamic-based. It's all Iran-financed terrorism. And you know what? Maybe this particular attack was in Iran. Maybe it was, I don't know, Syria or somebody. But let's say it's Iran. Let's punish somebody.
Oh, so you would just willy-nilly go off and bomb somebody?
We are at war with you-know-who. Let me tell you something.
You haven't told me who yet.
Iran, you know when this started? When they started taking our people hostage, now they're frustrated. They can't get our people anymore.
They can't get our planes.
Yeah.
We fixed that sort of situation.
Yeah, once it happened, we got smart. We don't allow any Americans over there, and we don't allow Americans to be held hostage. They made us look like fools. They had the world's attention, just like like Judge Ito has the world's attention as he holds O.J. hostage over there. O.J. should have already been hung. It's not fair to O.J. He should be dead already. And I got to tell you something. They had us by the nuts back then. And back then we should have gone in and blown them up as soon as we got our people back. And we do not punish them. They continue to do this. They finally realized this is Beirut now. When did you ever see in American history people blowing up buildings with car bombs like this? This is exactly what goes on in Beirut. When you see on the front page of the newspaper, it says, we look like downtown Beirut as they drag our babies out of these...
I never saw pictures like that of people walking around bloodied and, out of their minds.
So what you do is, you've got to go to war, unfortunately. I mean, it's a war. And now the first thing you do...
This in a rather simplistic way.
But let me finish.
The world arena we're talking about here. There is a whole group of nations who would not look kindly on us just going off and bombing someplace. Okay.
Step 2. We have an immigration problem in this country. The country was set up, understandably so. We had a big, empty country. We had a big, empty country. And we said, you know what? Give us your tired, your poor, everything. Give it up. We needed people. And we let a lot of people in. And you know what? We built a great country.
You're saying this we like you were here.
I was part of it. Let me finish my thought, please, because it is an important thought, and the world is waiting for my opinion, as they do with everything.
Everything.
Yeah, because this will be
with bated breath.
AP.
Couldn't sleep last night.
There are 2 AP reporters waiting for my statement. Anyway, and I'll be giving this statement in Spanish in the 8 o'clock hour.
Oh boy.
Okay.
And when will you be doing it in Arabic?
I don't know. Oh, never. Anyway. The phase 2 of my plan, and it'll eventually be adopted. Unfortunately, this plan won't come into fruition until half of our buildings are blown up.
This one I will say you'll never see.
Yeah. We have a problem in this country. We have students. This is the first problem. You know, we have Arab students here. They're 40, 50 years old. The FBI and the CIA and everyone else is totally aware that there are regular meetings of Arab people who get together to plot against the United States. It goes on. You can read about it in the newspaper.
They have footage of it.
They have footage of it. They regularly meet to plot the downfall of the United States of America. And they're all here on student visas. I say, if you're a student at 50, there's something wrong. At some point, you got to stop being a college boy.
There's got to be a cutoff.
Yeah. And these guys are all, I've seen them. They're no college boys. We're dupes. We're fools. We're idiots. Now, when we were at war, remember when we used to call the Japanese the Nips? We were at war with them. We had to put them in internment camps. People scream about that now. They go, we were American. We shouldn't have been put in internment camp. Of course you should.
Wait a minute.
We were at war with the Japanese.
But
we didn't know who was our enemy.
Americans, they didn't put Germans in internment camps here.
They should have.
Oh.
They should have. They made a mistake.
Oh, I see. You are a man.
And let me tell you what we should do. I'm not saying internment camps. I am saying take everyone. No, I said that's what we did in World War II. I am now more humanitarian. What we should do is take these students and anyone who is here, non-American, not an American citizen, as of today, and ship them the hell out of this country. And if you laugh, but when you're going up in a building, it sounds like a real good idea. Can you imagine? We have people here who we're at war with. We should declare war on Iran and these other surrounding...
You know what I would say?
Go ahead.
You're on to something
here. Of course.
But you're wrong.
No, I'm not. Never
what
wrong.
I would say is that you start restricting immigration from countries
that we're at war with,
causing a problem.
Absolutely. But there are people here now who are enemies of the United States. They've made it clear. It's enough with the visitation for students. There's enough colleges over there. Yeah, open up some colleges in Iran. Because you're going to see this happening on a weekly basis until every building looks like that. It will look like downtown Beirut. I mean, you take a look at that picture of that guy, the officer carrying that dead baby out of the building, which is on the cover of Newsday today. You're like, whoa, what the hell is this? And I know, I don't want to hear from Arabs. I know there's some good Arabs here. I'm not saying anyone who's a night manager at 7-Eleven can stay. Anyone who's, been working.
We need those people.
Yeah, we need those people. I don't want to be a night manager at 7-Eleven, and neither does Robin. I'm not saying all Arabs are like that. There are Arab Americans. Don't get your panties in a twist. But real Americans know that they must do something drastic. We have to declare war and do some things that only are done during wartime.
It's interesting to me that all of, because I was watching all the news last night, and they were saying, we know this isn't something that was imported. These people now live here.
Yep.
And they sit around thinking about this stuff and plotting it and working it out all the time.
Yeah.
And they're recruiting.
And we know who they are. And we can ship them out of this country. But everyone's so damn politically correct. You won't hear Senator Lieberman get up and say, hey, listen, we got a real problem with some of the Arabs in this country. We got a real problem. We're at war.
Why are they here hating us?
Yeah.
When they've already declared war on us and we have them here.
And let the good Arabs police their own and turn in the bad guys. Because this is a new kind of warfare. And it's kill anyone indiscriminately.
Yeah, they're the kind of people who blow up daycare centers.
Yeah, right. I mean, they're cowards. They won't fight you hand to hand. They'll just,
They won't even tell you they're coming.
No. Yeah. When we were schmucks, when we were in Vietnam, we told everyone we're coming.
Made big noise.
They kicked our ass. Here we are. We want to fight now.
Over here.
Okay,
Over
stay
here.
right there. We'll be there in a minute. We're going to blow your ass up.
Yeah, that's the thing that I find the most cowardly, that they pick on innocent people just going to work, children being dropped off at a daycare center so they can be cared for.
And who even knows what they're angry about?
And a federal building in Oklahoma. None of those people ever did anything to one Arab.
Who even knows what they're angry about? Think about it. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't even know why we're under attack or that they declared war on us, that we're an evil society.
What did we do to them? All we've ever done is give them money and buy their stupid oil.
Seems to me that the only thing we've done that upsets them is give money to Israel.
Yeah. And, hey, you know what the Israelis have done? You know why they stay there? They just go over. If that's done to them, now that they're into this peace thing, they don't do it anymore. They just go over and blow the bastards up. They would just level the country. And then they would all shut up. Syria was the biggest country when it came to terrorism. Mm-hmm. They don't do squat now.
Terrorism.
Yeah, but they still finance terrorism, but not against Israel, because they know every time it happens, the Jews come in the middle of the night and blow up their families. And that's it.
Well, that's the only way you can get these people, because they don't care about you blowing them up. Uh-huh. You got to hurt their families and their children, too. Yeah, that's what they understand.
They would go to the family of the president of Syria and blow up his family. And that's, we're at war. And, Clinton coming on TV, I never felt more impotent than when Clinton came on TV last night looking all puppy-faced and dour, going, it's terrible. I'm so upset. I've been thinking about it all day, and all I can tell you is we're going to find those guys and find those guys. What, you're going to find Mo, Larry, and Curly? What do you mean find those guys? How about finding every one of these guys?
We got 20 of them on trial here now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you find 20 guys.
Yeah, they just blew up the World Trade Center. And they still say, well, we don't know if we can pin it on that guy with the long beard, the blind guy. We don't know if we can pin it on him. I mean, we're worried. We're playing by the wrong rules.
This is how we lost in Vietnam.
Yeah, in World War II.
We didn't play by their rules.
Yeah.
We wanted to fight war the way we normally do.
In World War II, we didn't play by any rules. You don't know what went on. We just went there and did whatever had to be done.
Well, it seemed that everybody was fighting the same way in World War II.
Well, there is an easy way to fight this. start shipping out the enemies of this country, and we know who they are. If you want, drive me down the street. I'll pick them out for you.
Oh, here we go.
You want to know who the enemies of this country are? Let Stern get in a car.
See, now this one I think you'd have trouble.
Yeah. This one is the most radical, where they hire me to pick out the enemies of the country. But the FBI knows who's who. And you know what? And they might make a few mistakes. They might deport some great guy.
Isn't that okay?
Yeah. I think
he
it's
can
fine.
get back.
Yeah. And if he doesn't get back,
killing him.
no one's killing him. He's going to go back to his country, to the Hezbollah.
He can reapply and say, you know what, you made a mistake. You have time to figure that out.
And for the rest of you who are minding your own BI business, don't get too tan this summer.
Oh.
Exactly.
And take that tablecloth off your head.
Yeah. Even in jest. Because I'll be driving through.
See, this is where I think you have a problem.
Well, little problem. Not much, though. I think most Americans would like me to drive around in my car, pick out who should be deported. So we lose a few cab drivers. But the Irish drive for a while. That's how they got into this country, through driving and picking potatoes.
You know, every time something like this happens and I get into a cab and the guy has, you know, I love what they do with these cabs.
Yeah, they decorate
They
them.
redecorate the inside. It's no longer a car. I don't know what it is.
You're no longer in America when you're in one of those cars.
It's no longer a car.
Right.
It's got
Yeah, you need a visa to get in the cab.
this Farsi writing all over the sides, you know, and you don't know what it says.
Nothing.
You know, these little picture drawings.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
And, they're cooking incense in the car.
Lamb on a stick.
And they got that headdress on and hair all over their faces. And then they're talking into that two-way radio in a strange language.
I know. I think they're talking right to the motherland. I don't even think they're talking to a cab company. I think those are little short waves.
They hardly have time to take your instructions as to where you're going. Their conversation is so fierce.
Dead goat on the front seat.
And, you know, there's just like lambskin all over the place.
Lambskin coverings on the seats.
And little medals and medallions hanging from the mirror, swinging back and forth.
And you know what's weird? Now there'll be a bunch of... I can tell you exactly how it's going to go, because this is what went on with the World Trade Center. Then there'll be a bunch of editorials today about how... let's make sure that Arab bashing doesn't go on, because not all... You know, like, we're morons. Of course we know all Arabs aren't bad people. Everyone knows that. We've been through that drill.
Nobody's ever given any credit for knowing anything in this country.
The editorials, like, we're a bunch of morons, and we don't know the difference. There are people, though, who are part of active terrorist groups who are, you know...
I mean, yet last night I was listening...
Who pray to strange gods.
Listening to the newscasters pussyfoot around this issue.
Yeah, they can't talk about it. They can't talk... Now, that's why I got in trouble. Can you imagine? Of course they can't talk about it. I had the Latinos coming down on me because I said I don't like Spanish music. In fact, I just listened to the tape on some broadcast. They were replaying my comments. Yeah. And I went and I was doing a whole long rap. They even played it on the news about how sad I was by Selena's death and this and that. And then I had the nerve to say I don't like Spanish music. So I, of course, now we get letters from Spanish groups to the radio station, all trying to shake down the radio station, see what they can get for free. That's the new thing going on now.
What? For free?
If you have Howard Stern on the radio, you must meet with us and tell us what you are going to do for our group. If you, you know,
get that little program thing.
Shake down, money. Give us something for free that we didn't work for. That's the new mentality in this country. Give me something.
How can I make this work for me?
Give me reparations.
Yeah.
Pay me. Pay me, pay me. Pay me off. It's written in secret lingo. Payoff time, boys. So anytime someone opens their mouth and suggests something.
But now we've got to the point where you can't even, you know, they were sitting there. Here we got a obvious terrorist bombing.
But they can't say it.
And they said, well, you know, we don't want to jump to any conclusions.
Yes.
But
3 Arabs
this has all of the markings of a Middle Eastern situation.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful statement. These anchor people are the biggest, dumbest puppet heads. And you know what? All the TV stations are afraid to offend anyone. Because then they'll hear from the United American Arab. I'm sick of this United American anything. We're American. Anybody who's here and is American stays. Right now, anyone who isn't, out. Out. Students, out. You don't understand I'm a student. You're 50 years old. When are you going back to your country? So, you know, we know the difference.
I'm like, Middle Eastern. Why don't we say what we're talking about?
Yeah, talk about it. Open up. And
I don't know where the Middle East is.
The president's the biggest pussy on 2 feet. Him and that Janet Reno. We're going to we don't really want to say what we're saying behind closed doors, so we're just going to say when we find these guys, we're going to bring them to swift justice.
Like that's possible in this country.
Yeah. How are you going to get swift justice? There's 97 appeals.
Yeah, with all these William Kunstler-type lawyers running around.
Yeah, William Kunstler is defending the guys who blew up the World Trade Center. We'll never get anywhere. You know, I say send everyone home. You want to go to school? I'm not stopping you. Go build a college in the sand. Who's stopping you?
Camel you.
And they're afraid to even say it's Arab.
Yeah, because Middle Eastern.
Yeah, because they're going to hear from some Arab group.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous.
Or the other thing they'll say is Muslim extremists.
Yeah.
But they won't say,
right.
You know, come on, these guys have these, turbans on their heads.
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone saw Arabs running around, and this is the way they do their terrorism.
Yeah.
Too early to point the finger. Duh, we got eyewitnesses. Too early to point a finger.
Well, they do say the FBI is looking for some Middle Eastern gentlemen.
Yeah, gentlemen. They don't want to offend anyone.
Please, don't get upset.
Step 1, declare war. Step 2, as in any war, take whatever measures are needed to secure. You know, I like this. The first thing they did, they said, well, they said, in light of this happening, extreme measures are going to be taken. I went, ooh, this is it. And you know what they said? They're going to make sure they're going to actually reroute traffic away from the White House.
And they're going to check our purses.
Yeah. So, Clinton, you know whose purses they're going to check? They're going to check the purses of hardworking people who have never done anything wrong in their lives.
You're not going to go into the White House with a bomb in your purse.
And they'll check purses and find a half an ounce of pot and throw someone in jail, a hardworking citizen.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah, disrupt our lives.
Well, that's what always happens. We wind up losing more of our freedom.
Yeah. And how could anyone, any terrorist, be intimidated by our criminal justice system in light of this OJ trial? I mean, you can see you can get away with double murder.
Any other trial? The guy who shot, what's his name? That Israeli...
Yeah, I know
Maya
you mean.
Kahani?
Yeah, he's walking around somewhere.
Please, how long did it take him? And he got off.
Yeah. I say if the guy looks like Jamie Farr and he doesn't have he's not an American citizen, throw him the hell out of here. Why are we waiting? Throw him out.
That would get people to then police their communities.
You're
bet. Talking about saying, if you're a good guy, you're not going to tolerate this kind of element in your community. If it was a case of you're having to walk the plank with them, you get rid of them.
You're damn right.
That I'll agree with you on.
Yeah. But it'll never happen.
No,
because
of course not.
President's a pussy. Everyone's afraid of being called racist. It's not racist. It's like, hey, somebody's got a real vendetta against this country. 80 people, I believe, dead.
When we don't know if a building's going to fall on top of us when we walk into it, we're in serious condition.
See? I got you on my side.
Oh, geez.
Got you talking just like me. You started out slow, but you came full speed around.
I still don't
How Hitler did it.
still don't believe in internment camps.
One by one. Oh, by tomorrow you'll be in there. You'll be building them with me. If he doesn't know who Mickey Mantle is, send him out of the country. That's the test.
There are certain questions we will ask.
Right. Hey, you know who Mickey Mantle is? I don't know. Goodbye. On a plane. On a boat. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. I got to take a break. We're on the Hindenburg.
And the sad thing is that there are other people who never considered this, who are disgruntled about this country, too, and who maybe have never considered doing this kind of stuff will say, hey, look at all the attention that gets.
That's right. Oh, yeah. This is going to be copycats. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Stay right there. 97.1 The Eagle.
656 is The Eagle. This is Brad Back.
Eagle. It's The Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Hey, you're on the air.
Howard.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Of course.
We have got to go in there and blow every one of them people to hell.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like you're dealing with people. When you were a kid, did you ever fight a retard?
Oh.
Did you ever fight like the class retard who doesn't know how to fight and just like wildly flails and doesn't care what happens to him because he's just so whacked out?
You know.
That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with people who are going to just keep blowing us up. This is financed by, let's say it's not financed, this one by Iran, it's financed by Syria. Let's just pick Iran and blow it up. Just blow it up and their lives are valueless. I mean, that we wouldn't miss a beat without them. We'd have all that oil, too. It would be great.
These people they want to destroy the United States.
It's going to keep happening. Who's next?
Oh, we're all doomed.
Yep.
We got to get together. Everybody's got to get together. All the men have to get together. Go over there.
This is a man's job. You're absolutely right.
Kill everything that moves.
You can't.
He doesn't even know where he should stop.
He's right, though.
He might go to the wrong
The guy's right. The guy's right. The President of the United States has to come out and declare war. This is real war.
Well, when they hit Oklahoma City, they did the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's Oklahoma.
Everybody thought it was just New York or Los Angeles.
Yeah, we don't care if New York and Los Angeles are blown up.
My body right now is shaking.
Yeah, when it's Oklahoma.
Yeah. Now they're saying, oh, my God, it could be any of us.
Right.
Go in there. And
I was going to move to Oklahoma to avoid this kind of crap.
Forget about guns.
There is no safe place.
Yeah.
Forget about guns.
This guy, you hear this guy on the phone? This guy should be President of the United States.
Go over there with everything.
Are you a Navy SEAL?
Put everybody to work and make more bombs, expel everything we have.
You could hear this guy knows exactly what's going on.
I want to rip somebody's throat out.
This is a real American.
Because I am an American.
They hate all of us, not just the Jews this time.
They hate us all. You know why they hate us all?
Why?
It's just jealousy.
Of course.
Well, you know,
because if you can make a couple dollars, I can make a couple dollars.
Right.
They don't know what to do over
there. No, they come over here.
They have nothing over
students. They're students. Ship everyone out.
Bibles and this and that and their turbans. I have to choke one of them with their turbans.
Well, you know what I said when I saw this? There's too much free time. You're absolutely right about that. They make good money, and then they can sit around and meet all the time.
Yeah, right. There's too many meetings. You know, I haven't had one meeting about terrorism my entire life.
Hold on. You know what it is?
What?
Now it's hitting our kids.
Of course.
Now they're attacking our kids.
This is my kids. You ever see what pictures of Beirut? This is exactly what it looks like, and it's going to keep happening over and over again.
See, this is normal for them.
It won't happen for like another month.
Did you see the picture of that kid?
Yeah.
Fireman.
Forget the kid. Yeah, of course.
I would die.
I know.
I would die to save if I had to go over there now.
I'm going to send you over there now.
If I had to go over there now.
I'm going with you. Me and you.
Come on, let me tell you something. I'm not fooling around. If I had to go over there right now and lose my life just to save our kids here, your kids, Jackie's,
not
Jackie's. He don't have any kids, or Gary.
Well, if Jackie had kids, I wouldn't fight to save his kids.
Anybody. The guy standing on the street corner in Manhattan, any kid.
No, but let me just say something, okay? All right, this guy sounds like he's being radical. All right, this guy's been drinking, obviously, heavily.
No,
I know. I'm just kidding. But listen, the thing is, this is what should be said. No one's saying it. You got guys like, Senator Lieberman.
The president was this upset.
Yeah, Senator Lieberman is walking around saying, hey, we're gonna have special laws where we can bring these guys to swift justice. There's no swift justice in this country.
Howard,
this is a war.
One more thing, and I'll let you go.
All right.
It's people like you. If you keep talking, you will make the American people the spirit.
No, you know what happens to me?
Fury.
Let me tell you what happens to me. Let me tell you what happens to me. Next, we're going to get a letter from the United Arab something or other. Then they're going to contact my boss and try to shake him down and say, if you don't get Howard Stern off the air and tell us what you're going to do to make reparations for what he said today, we want you to pay us money. What?
Your father's on the phone.
My father's on the phone.
He wants to go with this guy.
You know what?
Hey, Dad.
Listen, you can't go off half-cocked. That is not the problem.
All right, go ahead. Let me hear what your answer is.
My answer. First of all, the answer is in this country. Catching these three guys is so meaningless.
Right.
It means nothing.
Of course.
You think that's going to bring any feeling to the people that lost their lives?
Nothing. But we got to protect the country.
Won't bring back anybody.
These guys are nothing. I couldn't care less if they catch them or not.
Go ahead.
What it is, our law enforcement agencies know all these terrorist organizations.
Of course.
Who they are. You belong to this thing. Automatically, you're out of the country.
Of course, I don't know why not. Years ago, they used to have, if you were considered a subversive, you were out of the country.
Even with World War II, you say not Germans. They did incarcerate Germans who they felt were a threat to the country.
Who they felt were a threat. They rounded up every Japanese bad.
Well, come on.
Look, you've got to remember the time.
When you're at war.
Look, if you were alive at that time, there was terror in this country. It's always easy in retrospect to say you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have that, you shouldn't have dropped the bomb, you shouldn't have rounded up these people. Certainly a lot of things were wrong. But the thing is, what was good for us at that time, that was the thing we had to do.
You do what you got to do.
I think that what I said is the right thing to do.
What?
We just limit. We say, no, we're not accepting any more people from those countries than anybody who does not...
That's one thing.
Who does not have...
Wait, what did I propose this morning? Wait, let's see if I was right.
All right.
What did I got on the air this morning and I proposed the following. I said, number one, about what you're talking about, Robin, I said, you got to take a look at the immigration policy in this country and who we let in as students.
Because that's how they all got in. They're in here.
Dad, you ever see a 50-year-old student?
No,
we got him here in this country. What?
It broke down. I don't know if you were aware of this. There was a law enacted that in any country, if you were under we gave political asylum.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes.
Now, there's no way of knowing when a person. You ever see that program? I think it's about 60 Minutes. You come in an airplane.
Right.
And you say, I'm political asylum. I'm under duress. And they let you into the country.
Right.
It never was done before.
Right.
This law has to be rescinded.
Of course. But where's the president?
But I agree with Howard. If you declare a state of war, you can do anything.
You can't declare a state of war.
And let me tell you something. I'm not that crazy. What I'm saying is, and you just said the same thing that I said this morning. Round up these guys. The FBI has a list of known people who actually meet on a regular basis. I've seen it on TV. On a regular basis and plot terrorism against the United States.
We got to land.
How could you not throw these people out of the country? How could you allow them to meet and monitor their movements?
Most of them are non-citizens. I don't understand.
I don't know.
That's what I was saying. We got to throw out the people who don't belong here.
I mean, at the very least, our president comes on and says, we're going to find these three guys and bring them to justice. That's what he's screaming about. That's nothing. Who those three guys are Mo, Larry, and Curly.
But that's why I said we've got 20 of them on trial right here. That doesn't deter them.
Those 20 should be added. You know what we should say? We should say to the 20, you know what? We don't even know if we can prove you did it or not. And
we just don't like you.
And the blind guy with the beard and the koofy hat.
Let me tell you something with the
Get him out of here.
We're arguing.
Yeah, what about that blind guy?
You don't even know the background of this.
Yeah, give him it. Yeah, I know his background. He's a terrorist.
He was in prison in Egypt for terrorism.
Yeah.
We accepted him here in this country because he was considered, there again, political asylum.
Right.
Now, this is insane. If a man is a terrorist in one country and you give him political asylum here, what do you think he's going to do? Go work in a taxi?
Yeah, he's going to reform.
Yeah, he's going to love it.
Now, we used to have, in years gone by, there was an immigration law, and people were investigated, and there were certain things done. Now, it's an open-door policy.
Well, look what you got going on in California.
Howard.
People just coming right over the borders.
Well, and then what happens is when these people come in, they were allowed they were allowed to go on welfare. They were allowed all these.
And they're in the third world mentality.
And they have plenty of time to meet.
And their idea, like that guy in Texas, El Cahuni, who put out the warrant for my arrest. He thinks he's living in Guatemala. He's put on arrest for something I said on radio.
That's indicative of what's going on.
Of course, the whole country's third world.
This man should be brought down immediately.
Of course, Janet Reno should have gotten on TV yesterday and said, "I'm going to bring that justice of the peace in. I'm going to bring him in for interrogation."
No, but really getting down seriously, the real crux of the problem.
I was being serious, Daddy.
Howard.
Yeah.
Can I ask your father a question?
Go ahead.
Mr. Stern.
Yeah.
In 1940, 41, 42, 43, we sent our army over there. What was the spirit of the men that went over there? What was their reason to go over there? To save the world. Because God only knows what would have happened.
Well, you see what you don't understand. This has changed now. The war is not putting armies in the field.
What are we supposed to do?
The war now is you can take three guys.
Well, let me ask you something, Dad.
Blow up building.
When the Israelis had the Syrians were vicious against the Israelis, and when they would plan terrorist attacks, what would the Israelis do?
Well, no, that's there again, country to country. Look,
what do you mean country to country? What do you think? You don't think this is country to country?
Let me tell you something. Israel now can't cope with this thing either. You put a guy in
well, because they're trying to make peace. You
put a guy in a car, and he's got loaded with dynamite.
Yeah, but what did they used to do in the old days? They used to go over and wipe out the guy's family.
Well, yeah, look.
You're right, Howard.
President Reagan, when he was at the Libyans, had definitely bombed that nightclub, and we lost the servicemen.
Yeah.
He immediately put these planes in, and he certainly did the right thing. But there he was able to pinpoint just exactly what went on.
Thank you.
Right
I can
now,
pinpoint this.
You can't just go blowing up country.
Okay, so sit still.
Why go to the end result? When you look,
well, first of all, the first step is, and we all agree, they could certainly get rid of these so-called visitors, students. They're here on most of them are here on student visas, or they're here on political asylum. take them and really ask them nicely to pack their bags and go back to their countries and put them on a boat, give them free passage.
That Rahman guy, he came in under illegal pretense, and we still can't throw him out.
Well, you know, there's also a problem in this country. Our FBI and our government officials for years have done business with all these terrorists and sold them guns and everything else. And
because they would use them against other people they didn't want to have anything to do with.
They would indiscriminately use organizations as long as they felt it was in their good.
Right. So now we got a problem on our hands, and the problem could easily be solved. I think that people are afraid to bring this topic up, and they're really afraid to take action because...
Don't make statements. See,
everyone is scared to bring this up.
Right, anybody making a statement, go bomb somebody. That is not the answer. We have control of what's here. It's easy. Why go there and bomb people? Don't even know what time of day it is.
They're doing it to us.
It's not being done from an outside force. It's
I think it is.
by people
coming from within. They're here.
So we all agree on one thing.
They can be controlled.
That when I said originally that you can ship all of these subversives out, we even know their names. The FBI has lists of these people, laundry lists. That's the first step that can be taken. I just hear, this is what I hear on TV from our political people who can get this done. We're going to punish those guys when we find them.
Forget them.
Forget them. It don't matter. Those guys are meaningless. You're absolutely right.
Everybody out of the country next week to be back.
No, they won't. Not if you made me your president. I think what my dad's trying to announce is my running for president of the United States.
Oh, I don't want to be in another political campaign with you where you're back out.
My father's like Joe Kennedy. He groomed me for this moment.
It's got to come from within. The American people have to start to say to themselves, enough.
Oh, make me your president.
It's enough.
I could drive through the streets and get rid of everybody.
You know, many times I read in the paper they talk about a certain individual. Oh, he's a well-known terrorist. When they found guns in his house. You find somebody with explosive guns, immediately they should be
gone.
You wonder how they can, make a bomb that big and nobody knows that's going on.
They know. They got to buy this stuff. They know.
You could buy it. It's like a fertilizer.
Yeah, but watch where it's going.
But yet...
It shouldn't even be in this country.
A guy wants to buy a small 22 or a 38 to go protect himself. He's got to go through all kinds of paperwork.
That's right. You got to be strip search.
Yeah, strip search.
All kinds of paperwork. All there 6 months, 7 months. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, listen to this guy.
Go in there, and you got to get him. And that's
you see, that's the reason nothing's ever done.
Right. Well, listen. So here. Okay.
When
listen
you make irrational statements, that's why.
That's irrational?
Of course that's irrational. You can't just go and discriminate. Who are you going to go bomb?
But they're doing it to us.
They're not. It's no outside country that's bombing us.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no, who is it?
I told you it is. It's Iran.
Organizations in this country. You know who they are. Get rid of the organization.
Well, that we all agree on.
All right, that'll solve the problem.
We're just playing in what goes on after that.
Stems from somewhere.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah.
You're saying exactly what I proposed this morning. But it'll never happen.
I think we basically agree.
I told you it'll never happen because we've become so politically correct. The newscasters last night couldn't even say the word Arab. Do you know they couldn't say it?
Let me say.
They said, we believe, but we don't want to jump to conclusion.
No.
We don't want to.
I want to show you something.
They can't even talk.
We caught some of these people. They are Egyptian nationalists. Why didn't they send them back?
Because we're nuts.
So we have a circus here.
We have William Kunstler having a big career day because he's defending guys. I mean, William Kunstler will have a party with this.
So the the TV station can make a lot of money on advertising while people are sitting there watching the news.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's reality talking now. Let me give you some reality. About a month from now, there won't have been any bombings for a month, and everyone will just forget about it. Everyone will calm down, and that'll be it.
I want to punch somebody's face in.
Well,
how about Fred's?
Making irrational statements is not going to solve the problem. It has to be done in a legal way, and these people...
Well, we just told you what the legal way is.
...have to be shipped back where they came from.
Right. But you know what it is? As soon as they're screaming and moaning, they're going to get one guy on TV going to go, I don't do nothing. They send me back. I do nothing. And then everyone will see that, and that'll be the end of it.
Well, the American people have to take to the street.
American people are pussy whipped. And they don't do anything.
No, I don't know about that.
There's a judge down in Texas who I guess must come from Guatemala or something, announced the other day, I'll tell you how the American people don't care. Forget about that it's me. He announced the other day, if I was from Texas and I had to be under the jurisdiction of this judge, I'd be out in the streets screaming.
I'd say, what else is he doing?
I don't like what Howard Stern said, and I am going to issue a subpoena for his arrest. This is a judge, a guy sanctioned by the United States of America.
A warrant.
A warrant, he says, for Howard Stern if he sets foot in Texas. For something he said. And then they said to him, how can you do this? It's against the First Amendment. He says, I don't know anything about a First Amendment. If there's such a law protecting Howard Stern, you're going to have to show it to me. I ain't going to go looking for it. I said, and we sit there, and the reporters on TV, and they all go, yes.
Oh, they just scribble.
They scribble.
It's a good headline.
That's a good headline. Nobody says, wait, listen, now you got a building in Oklahoma being blown up. And everyone's going to sit there. They're going to catch the three guys, and they're going to catch. Maybe they'll catch those three guys or some other three guys. Who even knows if it'll be the three guys that did it?
Well, according to your father, that'll handle it all.
No, he didn't. No, you didn't hear my father.
Yeah, I did. No, he said, oh, you got to take care.
No, he said catching the three guys is nothing. He says you got to ship everyone out of this country who is here under political asylum, who comes from these Middle Eastern countries.
Howard, they'll be back in a month or two.
What?
They'll be back.
All right, but it's a start, isn't it? We're afraid to even do that.
The thing that I heard that was the most disturbing to me was that not only are these radical groups here, but they are now recruiting new members among the people who are here.
And you're not even listening to what my father said. He's saying these guys who are doing it in America, they're not even getting signals from their homeland anymore. They could just be sitting and plotting right here in America.
Okay, I agree. I misunderstood. I agree.
Yeah, and if you want to get these guys, the easiest thing to do is to get them out of the country.
Your country is under your control. The first thing you do is clean up your country.
And let me tell you something. A lot of these guys who are joining these groups, they don't realize the consequences. Nothing happens to them. If they knew they're going to have to go back to that godforsaken Middle East, they would think twice. They would start to look, and they would start to police their own communities.
I don't know, but this is wacky.
That's a good start.
The world is quacking out, man.
Look, you can't be concerned with the world. You got to be concerned with what's going on here.
And what you can control here. Okay.
And we have got to be also concerned about not losing our freedoms as a result of all this.
Nothing's going to happen anyway.
Listen,
Nothing's going to happen anyway.
Listen, if you belong to a terrorist organization, you're not losing your freedom.
No, I'm talking about us. We're the ones who get locked down every time something like this happens.
That's right. You're living under a reign of terror. You don't know when these guys are going to strike again. You know, just to say for 6 months things are quiet, like somebody said just before, they could be sitting and plotting. An organization has to do something.
Right.
Whether it's march down the...
For example, when Mom was in the PTA, they had to get together and plan something.
Right. Now, if there's an organization, they have to sit and constantly think of these things and have meetings. We don't need these organizations because these organizations are plotting against this country.
Right.
See, what we don't realize,
and these guys,
this is not the way we think, these people feel today that they have made a great victory.
Right. And these guys are not even American citizens, so it'd be no problem shipping them out of the country.
You're saying the FBI, nobody knows.
The men that committed this thing, they're not concerned with their own life.
Right.
That's one thing you got to remember, Howard.
That's right. When you're fighing with a guy who doesn't care about his own life,
they know when they're doing this thing, they're ready to, sacrifice their own lives.
But you're saying the CIA and the FBI know who it is.
What are you going to have? Every building? You're going to have 3 guys. You're going to arrest 3 guys for every building. So how many buildings are in the United States? So we'll end up with
the FBI knows exactly who these guys are. They follow them all the time.
They know. They keep track of it.
They got a list and list and list. They can start off tomorrow.
Look at how fast they solved the World Trade Center bombing.
You're saying the FBI and the CIA knows who it is.
Yes.
And you're saying just deport them.
Yep.
There are informers. They know who they are. The only thing that's holding this thing up is we have a judicial system that their hands are tied. They just can't cope with it. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah, everyone's afraid. So if you declare an act of war, maybe the president can do something quick, but everyone's such a pussy.
Maybe by executive order he could just do something.
But he's afraid. He's got to win the next election.
No, we're very concerned about being politically correct.
Right.
And we have a problem. We have to look good in the eyes of the world.
Right.
Forget the world. We remember the UN. We don't want to look bad in the UN. Now, the thing is, we're not going to look bad because after all these things are happening, we're merely protecting ourselves. And we're not doing anything that's unlawful by saying someone who's not a citizen.
You want to know when we'll look bad? 60 Minutes will do a piece and they'll show some poor Arab guy go, I don't want to go back, please. I don't want to go back. And they're going to say, look how horrible
you know what? When all those other countries start to scream, we'll say, you take them.
Right. That's all. You take these terrorists, these guys who get together on a Saturday night and plan the destruction of buildings.
So awful. You open your door.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, listen, we solved that problem. I'm going to get back to maybe some lesbos in here, Dad. All right. Thank you. Bye. Take it easy. All right. I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
Return to the Howard Stern Show.
Jackie Jokeman Marlowe to order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette. It's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy 2, get 1 free. Call 323-KING. And tonight, there's a big show at Rascals Comedy Club in West Orange, New Jersey, with Jake Thomas on keyboards. Hey, Jackie, I meant to ask you, what's the story with that guy, Jake Thomas? Because Gary once told me when we were on vacation, and he was, he puts up your plug even if we're on vacation, and Jake Thomas wasn't mentioned. He was, like, really upset. Evidently, he forgot to put his name in the plug. Do you know about that?
No.
Do you remember that? What's his deal? What, you don't have to pay him? All you'd have to do? Because, Jackie doesn't put anybody's name in his plug.
Occasionally he does.
The only guy I ever see is this Jake Thomas. Now, something's going on. Jackie must not be paying him. He must give him a free plug.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
But he doesn't usually perform with anybody.
I do pay him, but he plays sound effects. He's a musician, and I try and give him a plug like the day of or the day before.
You must pay him like $50 or something. Jackie must get some special deal, because all I know is it's real important that Jake Thomas's name get in there.
Howard, all I know is that Jake called me and said, make sure Jackie throws that plug in for me today.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? So evidently he's got some kind of arrangement.
There's a deal here.
There's something here that Jackie's not telling me.
There's a deal here.
All right.
I've always told him, and I'd put it in like the last day or two before the gig.
But if you don't put it in, is there some sort of, do you have to put it in?
No.
So how come he's calling John?
I wasn't aware that he did.
Oh.
Sometimes I forget he calls me. I wasn't aware he ever called these guys.
Something's up with that. I'll get to the bottom of it one day.
What is to get to the bottom?
I don't know. There's some, you always have these business arrangements.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, it's not?
The guy likes to come and play with me, so he comes and plays with me. I pay him.
And then you give him a plug.
And I give him a
How
plug.
much do you pay him? Do you pay him a lot, or do you pay him little with a
I don't pay him a lot,
plug?
but it's none of your business.
No, I'm just saying, is the plug part of the pay?
No, not really. I like the guy. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that I never see Jackie, except his wife. He puts her in a plug once in a while, but very rarely. This Jake Thomas thing is just, I always know there's a story with Jackie.
He's a musician who's trying to get some heat, and I like the guy, so I do it as a favor.
I see. For Filthy Jokes, there's more to it. And Robin, excerpts.
I wish we could get to the bottom of it.
What could
516-9221.
possibly be more to it?
There's something to it.
You're right. You're right. I'm a finagler, Howard.
There's something always going on with Jackie. He's on that phone wheeling and dealing all the time.
What a jerk.
Hey, Jake. Want a plug?
Yeah, you got to be a jerk.
I didn't say you were a jerk. I just said there's always a story. And there is.
How weird to be making phone calls.
No. Not making phone calls. It's wheeling. Hey, wait a second. You're telling me that if I order the boxes of labels... Jackie's always ordering labels and boxes. Something. I don't know. There's always something going on.
He was on there in that office doing that joke land doing business yesterday.
Yeah.
He had the door all locked up.
I know. You can't even get in there. You can't get in there to get your mail.
At it again. Doing a phone interview. At it again. Promoting headliners in Washington. May 13th.
He's busy. He has a whole agenda back there. It's wild.
I just don't know what to say.
I'm busy.
I said it again.
Anyway, if you want, call Jackie at 516-9221. He'll be on there reading Robin excerpts. It's another fun thing. All right, Jackie. And Jake Thomas. Don't miss him. Whoever that is.
Get plug in.
Get that plug. Got guys calling John, telling him to make sure you get that name in.
Oh.
All right. Hey, everybody. So if you're just tuning in, we figured out the whole Oklahoma deal and what has to be done there.
Nobody asked us, but...
I heard Captain Jinx called in one of the newscasts on CNN and actually, mentioned your name or your book or something.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
I was going to say that was wrong, but if he mentioned mine...
Yeah, now you like it. It might have been over the top. What did he do? Because a lot of people were telling me they heard it. I didn't hear it.
Well, first he called CNN.
Yeah.
And he said that he was on the scene, and he said, "Oh, they're carrying bodies out. I'm right on the street."
Right.
And then he said something about Robin's book.
Right.
Then he tried to get to CNN again.
I heard he called this station in Philadelphia, and he said he was the mayor of the city in Oklahoma.
Really?
And now, think about it. If you were the mayor of Oklahoma, building has just been blown up by Arab terrorists. All of your people are, scattered all over the street. There's a major, major Holocaust going on. Why would you pick up the phone and call a Philadelphia television station?
Well, that would be my first question. Why is the mayor calling us in Philly?
Yeah, but evidently Jinx said they put him right through. And
yeah, skipping CNN, skipping network news, going straight to a local Philly station.
He wouldn't be calling any news organization.
Yeah. Let's see, which is the, let's see, Oklahoma bomb, CNN. Let's see what he did. I can't believe how sick you are.
And now the one who started it all, Captain J.
Good morning, Howard.
Even as sick as I am, I wouldn't think to be calling up during the bomb thing.
Well, do you know what? I was looking at some of the footage as I was running around during the day, and I thought, oh, geez, I hope they don't get one of these calls.
Let me just explain this right now. I think what happened is terrible, I really do. But, if the news people are just going to put anybody on to tell any kind of a story they don't check their facts, and that's their own damn fault, At least I ain't going around bombing buildings.
That's true.
I feel a little responsible for this myself. Because he called me with some phone calls last week, and they were just really dull, and I just said that they were subpar, and I wasn't going to put them on. And
so he feels compelled.
You stoked the fire.
I stoked the fire.
I was going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I feel terrible about it. It's a terrible thing that happened, and I hope, they get the people who did it, but...
Really?
I didn't do it,
How do we know?
What's that?
I bet you Captain Jinx is responsible for the bombing just so he could get on CNN.
Gary, don't give him too hard a time on these phone calls.
Besides,
I think Jinx is close to blowing up buildings just so he could be the guy to phone in.
Right.
Well, I thought it was important to get a Robin book plug in there. I got the book, Robin. It's great.
Oh, thank you.
Let me see what you did.
I think I'm going to cry.
We want to go to the phone. I understand that we have a person who was there downtown in Oklahoma City. Alan Carr, a businessman who happened to be in that area, is joining us now on the telephone. Mr. Carr, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Please, Mr. Carr, can you tell us exactly where you were and what happened when the explosion occurred this morning?
Well, I own a Radio Shack next door to the Federal Building, and when we first heard the explosion, we went outside. We thought it was a sonic jet or something like that. The whole side of my building is devastated. And, well, there's a woman in front of me lying on the ground. Her leg is pretty badly damaged. There's so many people standing outside. The building just totally exploded. I don't understand how it happened, but I think it was the after effects of Robin Quiver's new book, A Life.
Okay, we understand it. Well, thank you very much. We understand that there are some people who have done
Captain Jinx.
The situation here.
Captain Jinx is cold, man. He's cold.
Relentless. He's talking about legs.
I know. You know what? Captain Jinx is actually a very good eyewitness. I mean, in the sense that he's very descriptive. You really felt like you were there.
Yeah. He makes it very credible.
Yeah.
It was wild. Like I said, I feel terrible about what happened. But,
Yeah, sure you do.
I don't think what I do is comparable to the fact that some people are blowing up buildings.
Comparable.
Right.
Are there people who see a scene like that and then start calling news departments across the
Captain
country?
Jinx.
Well, I wasn't the only one.
There's like 20,000 guys. The first thought they have is, I better call in and pretend to be an eyewitness.
No, not pretend. I mean eyewitnesses.
No.
That's why I'm saying, well, how do they fall for that?
If you saw the devastation of that thing on the news, there's no way you would turn and go, you know what, I better call up and see if I can get on air.
It was just like at the World Trade Center bombing.
Right.
The King of All Messengers called one of the local stations and said, I'm inside the building. Like, you wouldn't just be trying to get out of that building.
Yeah, right. Like I would be scared out of my mind. Why would I be calling CNN? And why would the mayor be calling it? Let me just see what you did here.
Well,
Mayor Norris, I guess, have you been listening to this information?
Yes, I have.
I guess we may have been assuming that we've seen the worst of the injuries, but it sounds from what we're hearing at the scene that perhaps there's another wave coming. Are we ready for that?
Well, to quote an old famous scholar once said, Makalaka High, Makalaka Hiney Ho. Howard Stern rules.
Obviously, we do not have a connection with the mayor.
The mayor. Why would the mayor of Oklahoma be calling a station?
This is a busy man. He's got a major disaster going on in his city.
Well, actually, that particular call, that was the local affiliate in Oklahoma City. I tried to call CNN back, but they were wise to me. So, you know how CNN was simulcasting, the local channels in Oklahoma City. So I called Oklahoma City. They didn't even check. They just put me right through.
This is Jinx's, this is Jinx's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Not a bombing, but where he can't get through.
Well, it's sad, but it's what I do best, You got to go with it.
That is true.
Strange when God was handing out talent.
Yeah. It's Captain Jinx.
Jinx, this one.
Well, you know, even my roommate told me that I was a scum for doing it, but he's sitting in his truck laughing right now, so.
Well, do you pray for bombings so that you can get on TV shows?
Absolutely not. If it happens, it happens.
I think he does. All right, Captain Jinx.
Hey, you know, also, Howard, I called Kathy Lee Gifford yesterday. I got her on the phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got her off the air.
Yeah.
Right.
I asked her if she would make love to you.
And what'd she say?
She just hung up on me.
Hey, that's an improvement in what you used to say. Maybe she's thinking about it.
He's so busy. We tried to call him after the show to hear that call.
Yeah.
And he didn't pick up because he was on the phone with CNN.
Oh, I see. He was busy being a mayor. All right. Hey, thanks, Jinx.
Hey, Howard, I'm going to
Yes.
make an appearance. Can I make a plug for this?
All right.
I'm going to be at Herb's Original BYO in Allentown, Pennsylvania, tonight and every Thursday night, 8 to 11. And if you mention my name, Captain Jinx, tonight, get $4 off the cover charge.
Really? All right, Captain Jinx. Thank you. That's Captain Jinx.
Hello.
Richard?
Anyway, that's Captain Jinx. And I think Captain Jinx will be there with Jake Thomas on keyboards.
Get that plug in.
Got to make sure we mention his name.
Jake's going to be there?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So anyway, just to recap where we're at with this Oklahoma thing, it is our feeling that nothing will be done. That they'll pick up just three Arab guys. We won't even ever know if it's really those three guys. The three guys they pick up, let's say, when they catch them, the FBI will say, we have a long list of, we've been following these guys for years. We have a long list of activities that they've been doing all these years. We've been following these guys.
And they won't arrest the rest of the organization.
No.
They'll say, these guys are a member of an organization.
Yeah, right.
And they were the ones who actually fixed up the bomb and everything, and their leader was so-and-so, but, you know, they don't get the rest of the guys.
And what really needs to be done is that the FBI has a long list of all these guys. They're not citizens who should be deported. They're all members of these terrorist groups. And they will not, and ultimately it will not be done because some group calling themselves American Arabs United for Peace and Justice and the American Way will get on TV and start screaming that America is racist, because now we're picking on Arabs and deporting them, and there's so many innocent people being deported, and the fools that we are, we will, of course, be politically correct and nothing will happen. And every politician will cower and be afraid to actually say what has to be done, because they're all pussies. They all don't care about our lives. We're the ones that get blown up. The first thing they do as soon as bombs go off, they increase security around the president.
And Congress.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're sitting ducks. One of the things I found that I had no idea is that I guess if you work for the federal government, you get free daycare.
I guess, I don't know.
That's a pretty good deal.
I understand why there was a daycare center in the book.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Imagine that. That's a pretty good perk.
That takes a good 15 to 25 grand a year off your bill.
That's a real nice perk.
But you know what I found heartening in this whole situation, and I hope that the message doesn't get missed in all of this. There were, you know, a number of people, of course, blown up and battered, and there were scenes last night, because we've had so much unrest, you know, racial unrest in this country. I saw, you know, white firefighters, you know, cradling black people, you know, and holding them and comforting them, you know, and making sure they were all right and that they were calm enough now to get to wherever they needed to go for treatment. And I said, you see, you know, this is a real problem, and this is what good human beings do at a time like this. They take care of each other.
In all seriousness,
they don't look and say, oh, that's a black person,
Right.
just leave them there and go grab a white person.
I had to break it to you. That's old stock footage from years ago.
Stop it, Howard.
When whites and blacks got along. They just threw that in as a goof to fool people. You got caught up in it.
It worked on me.
It sure did.
It made me feel good about it.
White people don't cuddle black people anymore. They know better. You get in trouble. No, of course, of course. Let me tell you something. All right, hey, listen.
We have a guest.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy who worked for Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back?
He came back.
He brought me all his check stubs and stuff. And on some of them it says that he's bodyguard, but then he told me a lot of the time he just used to wash Sly's cars.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
you know what? I'll give him like 10 minutes because a lot of people are trying to call in. Let me take a few phone calls. A lot of people are trying to call in and discuss stuff with me.
Well, also, I have some more book signings to announce. I'll be going on a tour of the country.
Oh, good. I want to hear all about that.
When we're off the air, and
you'll announce those dates?
Yes.
I'm going to try and link up with you there. New York, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, listen, all I got to say about this whole thing is that this whole thing started with Jimmy Carter.
Started with Ronald Reagan.
No, Jimmy Carter.
How do you figure Jimmy Carter?
Took a stand in Iran with the hostages held hostage.
Yeah, okay.
Took a stand back then. None of this will be happening now.
Started with Sirhan Sirhan. Didn't do anything to him. Guy killed Kennedy.
Yeah, well, no, I still think Jimmy Carter, he let America be held hostage for 450 days.
Yeah, it started when those Marines were bombed in Beirut. We didn't do anything. Like Reagan just went, we're gonna get everybody and we're gonna have a full investigation. Like Clinton yesterday, we're gonna have a full investigation. There's investigation. We've been investigating these groups for the past 15 years. They've started in this country. We could have deported all these guys. I guarantee you, when they catch the 3 guys who did it, the FBI will have a long list. Oh, yes, we are aware of these guys. They've been having secret meetings.
And they'll have plenty of information about the meetings and the other.
Oh, yeah, they'll know everything.
And that's another thing. 3 hours.
Deport them. These guys aren't citizens. Deport them. What are we doing, man? Are we stupid? This is an act of war.
And that's another thing. Three people of supposedly Middle Eastern descent trying to get out of the heartland of America. That's real intelligence.
Yeah, you can't find those 3 guys?
Yeah, they'll stand out like sore thumbs. The first time they stop for gas somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand out like sore thumbs. Hey.
No, you don't understand. We've been tanning. We are regular Oklahomans.
Yeah, you think they'll drop those robes they wear and start wearing regular clothes?
But you'll see on the news tonight, there'll be a whole bunch of politically correct reports of, we went down to where Arab people, American Arabs, which we have no problem with. These are people who live in America. They're not subversive.
Arab American communities to see what's going on.
Yeah, and then they'll say, oh, my God, please understand that this isn't all Arabs. We know that. What are we, stupid? We know everything. There's subversive Arab groups that are in this country that are not citizens. They're here on student visas, or they're here under immunity, so-called immunity. Even that head sheikh, he's here on immunity.
Yeah. And then you find out he doesn't deserve it, but you still can't throw him out of the country.
Yeah, William Kunstler's defending him.
How did we get a situation where we can't throw anybody out of the country?
Because we're all, I told you. Where in America, if 15 years ago you had read that a judge in Texas, like the judge in Texas who just did this to me, if you read this 15 years ago, guy on the radio said he didn't like Latin music, a judge has issued a warrant for his arrest. The Department of Justice would have read this. This was a national story. They would have swept down on this guy and taken his whatever license he has and sent him back to Guatemala. So would have said, this isn't Guatemala. You can't abuse this country's powers.
Yeah, why don't you sit on the side until you figure out what our laws are?
Can you imagine if someone in the New York Times wrote a column tomorrow and a judge in Texas said, I don't like the column.
And issued a warrant for his arrest.
We have people who are running this country now. We're in positions of power because we're all politically correct that don't even understand the laws of the country. We're just filling quotas. And we have a situation where we allow Arab terrorists into this country. The FBI knows who they are. We can't ship them out of the country. Now, if the president declared an act of war and said, listen, this is the action we got to take, it would be over with. These guys would not be allowed in America.
But that's the whole thing. If Jimmy Carter declared an act of war, he considered the takeover.
All right, forget Jimmy Carter. And now let's forget the past. Now what are we going to do? After the World Trade Center bombing, I got on the air and said the exact same thing I'm saying now. If we had done it, if we had begun deporting these people, they'd be busy running from the federales. They wouldn't even have time to bomb in Oklahoma. But listen, in 2 weeks, everyone will forget about this, and the same stupid crap will go on because there isn't a politician who can get up and say a thing and not be completely ruined and not be called a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
Right.
Every day they call me a racist in the newspaper because I said I didn't like Latin music. Do I consider myself a racist? Absolutely not.
Well, there was a guy yesterday, we were looking at that report, he equated what you did by saying you didn't like Latin music to O.J. beating his wife.
You know there was a reporter on TV that said that? We watched the report. I won't even play it on the air here.
Play it back again. We couldn't believe it was said.
We sit back in the office and watch tapes. The guy got on the air and said, what Howard Stern said about Latin music is the same as O.J. Simpson beating his wife. Now, I don't know where the guy came up with this logic. I don't know when you weren't allowed to say you don't like Latin music on the radio. I don't know when these things happen, but you are seeing the politically correct America that makes you want to puke. When you know what? I'm sure I'm going to be in hot water for getting on the radio today and saying that I think Arab terrorists should be deported.
Well, yeah, we can focus all of the attention on you and not worry about the fact that there's a collapsed building.
I'll tell you what will happen. Well, the president of this company will get a letter in about 2 days from an Arab group demanding to meet with him, and they will shake him down.
Well,
the blacks already did it with him once because of me. They got some black group he had to pay off. And then they got the Hispanics already contacted him. They're going to want to be paid off because I don't like Latin music. It's a country of, hey, give me something for nothing. Give me something for free. Why can I shake someone down? I got an attorney. I'm going to shake someone down. So I'll get on the air.
The federal government supports it by not clearing up the law.
No, there's no law. There's no law. Clinton's no law. He's sitting there. I'm so upset. I'm going to get the 3 guys, and I'm going to bring them to swift justice. How are you going to bring them to swift justice? Where
what court system are you going to send them to?
OJ's got 9 months of justice.
There's only one thing I hope for, okay? And the only one thing I hope for is that it's not made a media circus. Let the media.
The media is a bunch of wolves.
They've already given it a name. It already has a name. It's Terror in the Heartland.
Right.
It already has a name. So
right.
I'm already sick of hearing this Heartland.
Yeah, Terror in the Heartland. Like Oklahoma's not part. They're like, well, I can't believe this happened in Oklahoma.
They've struck at the heartland of America.
See, when you bomb New York and Los Angeles, okay.
It's almost like it's not America.
Yeah. That's all right, but you don't go bombing Oklahoma.
No Americans living here anymore.
You know, because most New Yorkers and Los Angelinos have already decided we're moving to Oklahoma so we don't have to be victims of all this. And now we can't even go to Oklahoma. There's no place safe.
But that's exactly what everybody said. This is supposed to happen in New York.
Yeah. You're supposed to blow up New Yorkers. When they did that, it was no big deal.
Yeah, well,
wow.
It was good talking to you. I'm glad I was able to get this off my chest. It's bothering me a little.
Okay, man, thanks.
Thank you, man.
Right. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be catching hell for saying this stuff. You'll see. I can't say anything anymore. I don't give a rat's ass.
That's America now. You can't talk anymore.
I'm hoping one of these groups will get me thrown off the air so I can just go off somewhere and, people will forget about me. I don't have the balls to quit on my own. I need somebody to get me thrown off.
You'll be the disgruntled old man who they come back to find in 20 years and say, yeah, you said all this stuff 20 years ago. Now look at what's happening on the radio. What do you think?
Yeah. Who even knew they had buildings like that in Oklahoma? I thought it was just like flat prairie land.
No, I've been to Oklahoma.
Really?
You gotta get out of New York.
I know. I was like shocked to see hey, that looks like a city.
I've been to Oklahoma.
Look at that place.
It was tumbleweed.
Yeah. I thought it was like a John Wayne movie or something.
Right, there's nothing out there.
Yeah, weren't you kind of shocked? Wow, look at that building.
No, actually, I have been there, and I, visited the state buildings and
You're so
forth.
sophisticated.
Because it's interesting to see how this country was put together and when people joined the union and so forth.
Funny you didn't write about that in your book when you were in Oklahoma.
Well, I did talk. I just had to gloss over the fact that I had traveled across the country by car.
I knew you shouldn't have edited that book down. All right.
But I did. I visited
Oklahoma.
Federal and state buildings all across the land. Sure.
I wish that had been in your book. All right. Let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right. We sort of ended up in a 2-hour discussion of Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, let me just update people on what's happening. The FBI confirms the recovery of a Chevrolet Cavalier that was a suspect vehicle in this federal building bombing. Officials say the car was found in Oklahoma City, and the FBI says it's now conducting a follow-up investigation. The car has a Texas license plate and may have been rented in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Hey, we're on there, right? Hey, so let's bring in this guy. Just as a little breather. Hold on a second.
And updating you on the death toll, at least 36 people are confirmed dead, with 200 people still missing.
Here's the guy who claims he sort of was like Kato Kalin for Sylvester Stallone. Hey, dude.
Well, we'll have to determine if he was a Kato or not.
So how'd you, what's the matter?
Nothing. These things are falling off.
That's all right. Put them on top of your head and they won't fall off.
That's a good idea.
Those are headphones. Got to put them on your head.
Okay.
All right, man. How you doing?
Good.
What's your first name?
Tom.
So, Tom, how old are you?
Going to be 34 next month.
Oh, really? That sounds like kind of a cool... Sounds like a cool job linking up with Stallone. How'd you link up with the dude?
Well, I was taking acting classes in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And his cook started taking classes there.
Yeah, I guess anybody who links up with Stallone after a few weeks, you start thinking, hey, he doesn't seem that bright, and he's
just
famous.
Just in case they need me.
Yeah, right. And you're like, hey, you know what? I'll act, too.
Well, I decided before I got a job there. He didn't know I was an actor when I got a job, because he doesn't hire actors.
Yeah, but everyone in Hollywood's sort of an actor.
Yeah.
All right, so you went to some acting classes with Stallone's cook.
Yeah, and I...
That's got to be a pretty cool job. Is it a chick or a guy?
No, a guy. 2 English guys from Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Real funny guy. It was
full-time cooks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of food does he eat?
Real healthy food.
Like what? Like what's a breakfast?
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
He doesn't eat eggs or sausage, things like that.
Right.
Turkey sandwiches for lunch.
Right.
And, nice meal at dinner.
Like, what's a good meal at dinner?
He eats meat, like a steak, boiled potatoes, chicken.
That kind of stuff?
Yeah. The lasagna he likes.
He eats lasagna?
Pritikin
lasagna.
Yeah.
How do you make that?
We don't. We told him it was Pritikin.
Oh, you just give him...
He says, make me lasagna, but no fat. So we got all the fattest cheeses and everything else we make. Because the cooks are English. They didn't know how to make it.
Right.
So we showed them.
Throw it in there, and you just tell him it's Pritikin.
Yeah. And he goes,
cool.
This is not fat, right? Oh, yeah, boss. It's
right.
No fat.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
He can't see the oil swimming on
Right.
it.
No.
Who's smarter, him or the cook?
Sly.
Sly is smarter? Sly's one of those guys, once he made a few bucks, he, started collecting artwork and telling everyone he's like a painter and a...
Well, he was ripped off a couple of times, because he doesn't know anything really about art, and these con artist dealers that are out there just can whip him around.
I would like to buy a picture.
He sells his paintings.
I didn't know Picasso painted a Velvet Elvis.
All right, so you're there at the lessons with the cook, you're getting the acting lessons, and how do you work yourself into Stallone's life?
The cook, Stallone was away doing lockup, and he has his Harleys, they were all dirty, so I had to clean them.
Oh, what do you mean, he hired you to clean them?
Well, Paul, the cook, hired me. He goes, look, you want to clean the bikes? Yeah, I need the money, so I cleaned them.
How much do you get paid for something like that?
$50 a bike. I got.
No kidding.
And how many bikes did he have?
Like 5 of them.
Wow, so that's like $3,000.
Yeah.
Wow. 5 times 50, carry the zero. Yeah, $3,000.
No.
Hey, I would take that job.
Not quite.
No, I'm not right? Oh, gee. All right, anyway. I know it's somewhere around there. All right, go ahead. I don't have a pencil and paper, okay?
A ballpark.
All right.
I cleaned the bikes, and then he has to have his black Mercedes cleaned. He wasn't back yet. So
when you clean it, you have to clean it with like a toothbrush and stuff?
Oh, yeah, I did it because it was
like
Stallone,
a detail?
I wanted to do a good job.
Right.
I was kissing ass.
Right.
So I cleaned them.
What do you get for this Mercedes?
Like $100.
No kidding.
This was like 6 years ago.
How many hours you got to put into the Mercedes?
I could have done like 3 or 4, but I spent like 8, so it didn't look like I was ripping them off.
Yeah, right.
I was up at
and does he walk around and check it and stuff?
Well, he wasn't there.
Right.
When he saw it, then the next day he told Paul, he goes, get this guy to come up and work at the house.
Right.
So I saw him at the office the next day. I was doing another car, and he just asked me...
so now he wanted to meet you because he wanted to hire you?
Yeah.
To do what? Just clean cars and junk?
No, he goes, I was cleaning the cars for him. He asked me, you want to come work up at the house?
Right. To do what?
Clean the cars in the morning.
Right.
Answer the phones.
No kidding.
Feed the dogs.
Any little thing, huh?
Security, too. Like, I wasn't a bodyguard, but we have cameras and the gates that open, so sometimes we got to let them in.
Wow.
Answer the phones, which is a big job there.
Really? Well, the checks.
Oh, yeah. If Jennifer was there, you know, someone's calling, you got to pretend it's somebody else.
Right.
Code names.
Yeah. Got a whole thing going on.
Boy, can you imagine the list that comes out every morning of the new girls and what we're going to call them?
I got to get single.
It was an exciting job.
I got to get single. How come Stallone had no conscience? Like, as soon as Rocky hit, he dumped Sasha, his wife, that stuck by him when he was, down and out. And then he dumped his 2 kids.
Why are you asking me?
I'm not going to ask him. Do you have any clue?
I don't know.
I think Robin would know before you. She inspected federal buildings across Oklahoma. Did you ever pick up any of his spare babes? No,
you couldn't do that. I went out with him a few times, and actually, I went out with a girl, and Mickey Rourke picked her up that night.
Oh, yeah?
Still in my acting class, real good looking.
Oh, so Mickey Rourke's still one of your girlfriends?
Yeah, she wasn't really a girlfriend.
Hey, there you go.
She wasn't a girlfriend.
There you go.
Just a girl from my class. I took out to one of those, the VIP rooms. I forgot which club it was.
I would never take a good-looking girl to one of those places.
Oh, yeah, Lost?
Yeah, I mean, that's stupid. You get a good-looking girl, take her to a out-of-town restaurant. Yeah, take her home. Take her to your bed.
Yeah, well,
So you start cleaning the cars and junk. And you start, and he interviews you because he dug the work you did on the cars.
Yeah.
So then he's like, hey, man, you can answer the phone. That's a pretty far leap, and all of a sudden you're inside the house answering
then I'm
phones.
inside the house, and then within a few months, he gives me a part in Rocky 5.
No kidding. Did he promise you parts and stuff?
Oh, not at all.
Right.
He didn't know I was an actor.
He gave you a part in Rocky 5?
Because I took a chance. He doesn't hire actors, and they were casting Rocky 5.
Right.
So Carol Jones was casting.
Yeah.
So, I called him up and said, so I said I'd come and read for the part of the boxer, which he did.
Which he didn't?
No.
Right.
So I went in there, and I had all the scripts in the house. I knew everything better than any actor in town because I read them.
Right.
So I went in there, and I read for the boxer. First, I'm sitting in the waiting room, and Carol Jones comes out, and she goes, what are you doing here?
Right.
And I said, I'm here to read for the boxer, and she goes, no, I don't think so. No, you're not big enough. And I said, well, let me go in anyway and try.
Right.
So I went in, I got taped, and every night he watches the tapes in the kitchen, so I knew he was going to see me that night. He watches, So I knew I was either getting fired or getting a part. So I was at a bar that night, and Paul the cook was in the kitchen, and Sly watched the tape, and he was like,
in the dummy.
Yeah. So the next morning, I went to work, and when I was in the kitchen with him, and he goes, you in SAG yet?
Oh, really?
Screen Actors Guild? I said, no. He goes, I'll get you in.
Really? So you got your part?
Yeah, I said, how are you going to do that? And he just looks at me like, hey, I'm Sylvester Stallone.
I'm Sylvester Stallone.
If I want you in, you're in.
Yeah, if you want to be an actor, I'll be an actor.
So he gave me a part.
I mean, you got his son in the part, so why can't he get you?
He auditioned for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Just like you did. He lied and said, I don't work for him.
Yeah. He's giving you more parts in the movies than he gave his brother Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you ever see Frank up there? Or
oh, yeah.
Oh, Frank hangs out up there?
Yeah, he comes up in Suns and takes some of Sly's clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you bring
He takes his brother's clothes?
Yeah.
Does Frank bring his girls up to Sly's place, too?
I never really seen him with any.
Really?
You know.
He probably can't bring people to Sly's place, or he'll lose the,
He's got to ring the gate, too. He's not allowed up. He's got to ask to come up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone has.
Yeah, I do that with my sister. I make her ring the gate.
She has to ring?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he didn't have the code. No one has the code.
Right.
Except people work there and him.
Yeah.
So we can't let people up.
Can you give it out over the air so all of us can have it?
He doesn't live there anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's right. He moved to Miami,
Yeah,
right?
because I think a lot of our listeners need that code.
He sells a house in Malibu.
Yeah, so anyway... Then, so things seem to be going pretty well. And, like, what kind of money can you make doing a job like that? Can you make a lot of money?
Well, I started $11 an hour.
Right.
To start, but I was working like 80 hours a week.
Right.
So then they put me on...
So that's like $10 million a year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Here we go
Wow.
with math again.
No, let's wait. 11? Let me figure it out. Well, let me do some quick math. I don't have any... You take 11 times 80 a week.
880.
That's $1 million a month.
That's right.
That's almost $12 million a year.
Well, when you have no job and you go to that, it's something.
You
and
got
then,
carried to zero.
I was working so many hours that they
give you a raise?
Salary.
Right.
Because it was illegal the way they were paying me. So I was making $950 a week.
Right.
And that was it.
Wow.
And then I got a pay cut, though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Because you must have had a falling out, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I came here for another reason. I just thought I threw the name Stallone around to get up here, but,
Right.
You let, like, Victor up yesterday.
Right.
I didn't know you had...
Victor was better than you.
Yeah, just got to be homeless and crazy.
So you were making good money with Stallone. He was treating you right. Could you bring girls up to his place and stuff?
Not when he was there.
No?
I brought my wife up with my girlfriend.
Right. You brought your girlfriend up there once?
Yeah, and when he was away and doing Cliffhanger at the beach house, that was my job to watch the beach house.
You brought your girls up there?
My sister-in-law came over from New York and, had 4th of July party.
And when you say beach house, you're talking about a major spread.
Oh, well, yeah. And
that's what's cool about working for these celebrities. They got like 6 homes.
And they need people to watch.
Yeah, and then you're in there. You're living like Stallone, and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You're getting laid.
Hey, you bring your girls over. They think it's your place.
Eating steaks. And did you eat whatever you wanted there?
Yeah.
Like the cooks would have to make you stuff?
He actually told the cooks to have me test out the food.
Well, make sure it wasn't poison and stuff? That's a good job. Who's going to poison it? What is he
He thinks he's a king or something.
Yeah.
He does.
So like you would test each dish?
Well, I ate well there, put it that way.
Did you?
Whatever I wanted.
Or weren't you afraid of keeling over?
I don't think so. But the 2 English guys are going to get him?
Yeah.
So anyway, and what is I heard even when he watches TV, he's pumping iron and junk.
Yeah, he lifts a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean, he's constantly with the weights.
Uh-huh.
He's afraid he's going to, like, lose it or something.
Yeah, he's always lifting weights.
He's a little too veiny, man. I don't know.
No.
It's kind of weird.
When he does those movies now, it's ridiculous.
He's got blood vessels popping out all over.
Really, because all you see is veins.
How old is he, like 60?
How old is he?
48.
You think he's 48?
That's a lie.
He was born in 46, right?
Yeah, so was Jackie.
Or 49. He's
really?
49.
Is he really? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was much older.
I
saw that
at least 50.
I thought on Entertainment Tonight they said he was 37.
I saw 43.
43? 43. Yeah, Rocky 1, he was 43. So, hey, he sounds like he was pretty good to you, though. I mean,
yeah, he was. I got along with him really good. And I think he liked me because while I worked there, 20 or 30 other people
And would you see him bringing the models, like Jennifer Flavin and junk?
Oh, yeah, Jennifer was a very nice girl.
And would she, like, swim and stuff in front of you? Like, be out at the pool in her song?
Yeah, she wore...
And were you walking around with a boner all the time? Dude, I mean, I would be. Weren't you? Like, were you looking him over and hoping, like, maybe she'd go, hey, there's a really good guy.
Yeah, you couldn't touch his girls.
Would you see any of them nude?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
No kidding. How'd that happen?
One girl, but it doesn't matter because he's not going out with Jennifer anymore. Naomi Campbell.
Right.
She didn't drive. I used to have to go like Jennifer would leave in the morning,
right?
And I have to go pick up Naomi at her hotel,
right?
And bring her up to the house.
What a life! I got to get in on this.
And she knows he's got a girlfriend, so she knows she's just going up there to be his ride for that.
Do you think that I could get in? If I was single, you think I could get this kind of action?
Yes.
And would you be my houseboy and teach me how to the ropes?
Yeah, I think
I'd hire this guy.
And then he'd get disgruntled and he'd be on my show talking
Who
about
cares?
it. But anyway.
Who cares? What do you think? You think Sylvester Stallone cares?
He's not going to change a thing, is he?
He's not saying anything bad.
But I think it's interesting. He's saying that Naomi Campbell had a fiancé.
Who cares?
And Stallone had a girlfriend, and she's coming over to do
Wait a second. So wait a second. You're saying, so how did you see her naked?
When I brought her back to the hotel, she just changed right in front of me.
Whoa.
She was crying. I was driving down the driveway. She starts crying.
Why?
And I said, well, yeah, why? What's the matter? She goes, my fiancé, he knows about me and Sly. I go, you getting married? I didn't even know you had a fiancé. And she goes, he tried calling me at the hotel last night, and I wasn't there. He knows about Sly. I'm saying, well, what are you going out with Sly for? Because I love Sly.
Wow, what
She was all upset, and she was a...
I want to get in on some fun.
Confused girl.
I'd like to date some of these girls. Hey, I'd like you to date Michelle from Scores. That's who I want, that big blonde. That's all I want to date.
Big, confused girl.
I'm going to start dating. That's it. I want to have some action and fun. You think Cato's giving you guys a bad name?
Well, I'm not. I
you
worked.
never lived
You worked.
at his house.
I had a job.
Okay.
I didn't live.
All right, dude, take it
I didn't
easy.
even live at his house.
All right, take it easy. All right, everyone calm down. No one is accusing you of anything. All right, you're not in court. Anyway.
What else did you sing?
All right, so anyway, wait a second.
Too much.
Hey, I might want to work. You mind if I roll my tape recorder? I might want to write a book about this. Hey, so wait a second. So, like, you're hanging out and stuff, and you're seeing cool stuff, and you're meeting, like, Naomi Campbell and Jennifer Flavin. Like, would you see her walking around the pool in a thong? Jennifer Flavin, like, in bathing suits and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Man. And her sisters were over all the time.
Wow. How's her sisters? Is her sister hot?
Yeah, they're good looking girls.
Wow.
They're very nice girls. They're too good for to be around him.
Wow.
Well, wait a minute. Any other names? Well-known people?
All right. So anyway, let me
I don't want to kill
I'm just, so what happens that you leave this great job?
Well, all right. It was a good job. I liked it.
You even got in Rocky V.
Yeah. All right.
You play a boxer?
No, I didn't get the boxer.
What are you?
Reporter.
You're a reporter?
I asked him a couple of questions.
Let me hear your part.
What was it? Rocky, there were rumors of physical complications after the fight, and Adrian
I remember that line.
Yeah,
you were good.
Wasn't I?
Yeah.
What's up?
Give me your resume.
Give me yours.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can get you in SAG. So anyway.
All right.
You've been in more movies than I have.
After.
Yeah.
Then the beginning.
There had to be tons of young actresses running around trying to get in the movies and
call
stuff.
them star efforts. They're all over the place.
I want that.
He had a good life.
Oh, man.
He still does have a good life. What am I saying?
Are you surprised he's getting married?
Routine?
Are you surprised he's getting married?
Yes, very.
Yeah, because
he can never be faithful. He knows that, and she must know that.
Right, so they probably have some arrangement worked out anyway.
She's got to know that.
Yeah. All right, let me get this straight. So Robin answered a good question. What was his routine? Like, what's it like? Like, you get up in the morning.
Well, he gets up real early in the morning. If he's working, no.
Oh.
Well, if he's doing a movie, he gets up, 6.
Right.
I got to be like 5:30. I'm out there cleaning all the cars.
And his bitches have slept over, so they're probably laying around the house.
If a strange one, if it was someone besides Jennifer, they have to be out early in the morning before she came up.
Right.
And we have to clean up.
Right.
Make sure everything's no signs. Because girls leave shoes behind.
So that's part of your job?
Oh, yeah. Cleaning the hairbrushes.
Really?
For anything left behind.
You're like with the FBI. You should go down and investigate this Oklahoma situation. He's cleaning air.
You're good at fiber and hair collection.
Would you actually get rid of DNA?
I could tell when Naomi was over.
Right. You know her DNA.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You ever find O.J.'s blood at Sylvester's house?
No.
Have you ever scraped?
Sly's blood is at the scene, though.
Okay, so like your job would be to like clean up the house and junk. So that's early in the morning.
Yeah, he had maids, but before they came, there was different girls.
Right, everything was cleaned up.
And so she came over. It looks like nothing happened.
I would arrange my life just like this. Get a bunch of women who have to just clean up after I have sex with my bitches.
He didn't know anything.
Oh no, this was a.
All right, but let me get this straight. So I just want to hear the routine.
Right.
So you get up in the morning, 6 o'clock, and you do what? Clean the brushes and everything. But what's Sylvester doing? He's like what?
Well, he's in the kitchen eating his breakfast, changing the channel flicker, and he's like, "What's the matter with this thing?" Because he wouldn't point at the TV. We have the TV guys come in and everything else. He said there's a radius around the TV. It should be about 12 feet. If I want to point it over here, it should work.
Oh,
so he doesn't want to point the clicker right at the TV.
Paul, when's the last time you changed these batteries?
Right.
We running around changing the batteries.
Super.
They're not working.
Right.
Call that guy and tell him to get in here and fix the TV. So
and like, who's Paul? He's one of the servants,
Paul was
too?
the cook, but he quit. The nice guy.
He couldn't handle it.
Oh, Stallone dogged him.
Right.
Nice English guy.
Right.
Good cook.
But he didn't change the batteries on the TV clicker enough.
We didn't do it right.
Insubordination.
Yeah. And when there was construction in the house,
right.
He was redoing the whole house, and there was dust on the screen.
Right.
And he goes like this with his finger across the screen, and he calls, Paul! Paul comes running up. What's the matter? He goes, what the F is this?
Right.
This construction boss, there's dust around here. He goes, you're stealing from me.
Wow.
Paul, I'm not stealing. He goes, I pay you good money, so I don't have to find dust in my house.
He's right. That's how you got to be with people.
He's a boss.
He's a ball buster.
He's a good boss.
See, I admire that. I don't have the balls to say that to somebody.
He didn't do it to me or the other guy.
Really?
He just dogged Paul.
Well, you obviously did a good job cleaning those brushes. Gary, listen up. That's how I should be. This is how I should be.
I try to tell people how easygoing I am. I would never do that.
I bet you have. So he runs his finger across the TV and he says, hey, yeah, if you're not cleaning this TV, you're stealing from me.
Yeah.
That's your job to keep it clean.
That's
I love
right.
that line.
You're paying for no dust.
Let me hear. I'll deliver the line. You tell me what's right. Hey, Paul, you're stealing from me.
Yeah, that's about right.
Thank you. All right, let me take a break. I'm curious about.
Yeah, because we still haven't gotten past breakfast.
Yeah, and I'm curious why you gave up this job.
We'll get to that.
Okay, right after these words, this is a man named Tom who claims
that he works for Sylvester Stallone.
He could be totally BSing me. I don't know. This could all be untrue.
Story,
but it sounds pretty good. You decide. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. More after this. 97.1. The Eagle.
8:20 at the Eagle. This is Brad Backstreet.
Get there
first. When we become number one in Dallas, when the good people of Dallas finally make us number one.
Is it going to happen? Is it happening soon? Are we doing well?
We're doing well now. For a while, it looked like we were bombing out, and then all of a sudden, everybody came back. So thank God.
Because people down there were getting nervous that they were going to lose us.
Yeah, but make us number one, you nuts.
You really have to take care of the show if you want to keep it.
Yeah, make us number one so we can come to Dallas and have that whole big parade. This is the way I see it. Throngs of people will greet us at Love Field Airport. The parade route through Dealey Plaza. Gary greeting well-wishers at the Book Depository Building. Robin, you put your pillbox hat on.
Yes.
Actually, you should leave your pillbox pillbox hat at home.
Why is that?
Well, because you'll be wearing the new Black Bone baseball cap supplied to us courtesy of those good people at The Bone.
Okay, we'll just change the scenario just a little bit.
Because that's a much more beautiful hat than the one Jackie O wore that day when her husband's head got blown off. I love these hats, Robin. I bet you if Kennedy had been wearing a Bone hat, he'd still have the bones in his head. Let me tell you something, Robin. When we do our big parade, and we're in that big limousine going down there, if our heads get blown off, we'll be protected by those bone hats.
We're going to use the bubble. I love the hat.
We're using the bubble hats. You're damn right we are. Kennedy was crazy. I need to touch the people. Yeah, I'll touch the people. I'll touch them when I get home. So here we are. We're at the parade. All right? And as you know, as I've heard in Dallas, all roads lead to the Bone. We will end the parade at the Bone.
Okay.
That's where our motorcade will be heading.
Yeah.
Because we need a destination. Too bad Kennedy was on his way to the Bone. He would have made it there. He would have moved just a little faster. Of course, Fred and Jackie and Billy West and all my entourage will be there for the big party at the Bone. Things get really out of hand. I'll expect Fafa Fooey to throw himself in front of that last tequila shot. Anyway, we're looking forward to the trip to Dallas. If only you guys would make us number one, we can get this going.
Make it happen.
And we'll have a good time at the Bone. You love the Bone, right, Robin?
Well, I have in the past.
Yeah. When's the last time you've been to the Bone?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Foggy. You're not getting any younger.
I better do something quick.
Yeah, Robin does love the Bone. And I don't mean that in double entendre. Well, we're going to have 2 shots at the Bone or 1?
Well, I don't know why we can't stay there all night. Why can't you be at the Bone all night?
We'll call the Warren Commission and figure that one out. Remember, there's a whole lot of bone in all of us except for Robin. So get on over to the Bone.
It's 8:30 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern Morning. Pure rock. All day. 97.1 The Eagle. Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
I got Chuck Norris waiting out there to get in here, so I can't spend too much more time with Tom because Chuck did something really nice and made me look like a real man to my children yesterday.
Yeah, the town was abuzz with you and your goings-on yesterday.
Oh, was it? What do you mean?
Well, I was out and about, and I was hearing about you.
Yeah, well, I got plenty to say. Not about Chuck, but I got pissed off at Planet Hollywood yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, real pissed off. But I was saving the story till Chuck got here.
Okay.
But Chuck showed... I'll tell you in a minute. But anyway, I'm sitting here with Tom. I'm just kind of fascinated, like, how you work your way into Sylvester Stallone's life.
It seems that he just accepts anybody.
Well,
I'm not saying anything about you, Tom.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You need people.
Clean his cars well, and you're in.
Yeah, he was in all right.
Yeah.
He even told me, like, he had to draw... Him and Sylvester Stallone's son, can I tell about this?
Oh, Sage.
Sage. Like, Sage and him would go to a car dealership and buy what? Brand new cars?
We buy used cars at people's homes, real nice old cars.
Yeah. And then chase each other around them and bash
he
them up?
didn't drive. The minute we got in, he'd start tearing the car apart.
Because he was like 14.
Yeah, and he'd follow me in one of the Broncos. He had white Broncos, too.
Yeah.
With Paul the cook driving, filming. And we'd be in the canyons in Los Angeles, and I'd, crash the car and wreck it.
Right, because the kid was...
And he'd film it.
He'd film it because he's practicing to be a director or something. They'd buy brand new... How much do those cars cost?
Oh, I got $800 each.
Oh, wow.
$800. I have pictures of going down Sly's driveway and wanted to park, and I was going to try to hit a big dumpster, and I missed. And the thing was hanging off a cliff because there's a cliff on his driveway.
So you must have had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, so I didn't know about this.
What did Sage get, like an allowance or something?
Well, he's got his own money from Rocky V. He made a lot of money.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
He got paid for that?
That much?
Yeah.
Well, even scale, is pretty good.
Yeah,
money.
for a 14-year-old who doesn't have to buy anything, you could probably hold on to that
So
money.
this was his money he was using to buy cars?
Well, he always had money on him. I don't know where it came from. I'm always calling a tow truck to get the car.
So let me ask you something. You had the dream job. You had Sylvester Stallone. You're checking out all the girls and everything. Why leave it?
Well, I'll tell you. First, I had a problem with the bodyguards.
Okay.
Me and Sly got along good.
Yeah.
I liked them. I think he liked me or he wouldn't have hired me.
Right.
These bodyguards didn't like me.
Yeah.
These big, just tree trunks. Rocks.
Tree trunk guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Ever worked for Chuck Norris?
No.
Because he wants to hire you, he said.
Yeah. All right.
Chuck would just cut your throat off and, slap you around.
I wouldn't mess with Chuck.
No, you don't mess with Chuck.
I don't want to mess with Chuck. He's the real thing.
Yeah. Unlike Sylvester, who's not a real boxer, Chuck can actually kick ass.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead.
All right. Well, that was one of my problems. The next thing that came up was this movie, Oscar.
Right.
And I'm working in the house, and I read the script.
Right.
I'm reading all the time. Like, I could play this guy.
Do you just pick up the script? Sly doesn't leave it for you.
He don't leave it for me. No, this is just laying over the house.
Yeah. So you read his bills and all that stuff, too, didn't you?
not as... I was an interested.
So why didn't the bodyguards like you?
Probably because Sly, gave me parts in movies.
Right.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And, I think that's about it. They didn't get, what I got like that.
All right, so they felt a little jealous, you think?
Possibly.
All right, so go ahead. And then you read the script for Oscar. What happened?
Yeah. And there was this young mob accountant, and I was like, I could play this guy.
Right.
But they were looking for a name. So anyway, Sly was in Europe, and Paul calls up for his messages. He's with Sly. And he said, can I read for Anthony Rosano? Ask Sly.
The lead in Oscar.
Yeah, the lead in Oscar.
Right.
So Sly's like, yeah, all right, let him go read for it. So I call up Jackie Birch, the casting lady, and I talked to her, and she didn't want to see me because I'm nobody.
Well, because you clean cars.
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so
all right,
I just begged. I said, please let me come in.
Right.
And she goes, all right, come in tomorrow. And Sly called her, too. And so I'm sending this guy in tomorrow,
All right, so then you read for Oscar.
Yeah,
what
I read for Oscar. I didn't even get three pages in the thing, and she stopped me, and she goes, finally, someone has done this right. And
really?
I really was like,
this
looking
is it.
around. And she goes, can you read for John tomorrow? And I'm like, I thought the guy was Anthony. And she goes, no, John Landis. Can you read for John Landis tomorrow?
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, all right. So Sly heard about this. So he's reading for Landis tomorrow, huh? He did, okay.
Right.
And so I go read for John Landis the next day. And we spent like 45 minutes together, did a bunch of scenes.
Yeah.
And I just left. And he gave me the script. He says, keep the script. And I get home, my answer machine's flashing. And it's Jackie Birch. She goes, call me right away. So I call up Jackie. And she goes, Tom, John loves you. You got the part.
Wow.
And this all happened in 24 hours.
All right, so then why would you break up with Sylvester Stallone?
Because he wasn't in the movie.
Let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm still, the word got around that I got the part.
Right.
And then I'm walking through Sly's office with a bucket in my hand, like going to clean the cars the next day.
That'll bring you right back down to reality.
Yeah, oh, yeah, okay.
Hey, I hear you got a good part. Hey, now clean my car. And clean up the vomit from last night.
Well, he wasn't back yet. He was still away.
All right, go ahead.
But anyway, Paul called me and said, yes, Sly, you got the green light. John Landis called Sly and said you got the part. So,
wow.
Yeah, I thought I had it. Then I'm in the office the next day, and Tony Manafo, Sly's producer, calls me, and he never even talked to me. He's
all
like,
right,
hey,
go ahead.
Tommy, come here.
Go ahead. Get to the punchline.
Yeah, okay. He's like, I heard you got the part, this and that. So I had the part.
Right.
Fine. I go to the first rehearsals. I'm there with Marissa Tomei, Chaz Palminteri. I'm in rehearsals. My picture's on the wall. I got the part. I get fitted for my costume.
Go ahead.
I get a phone call from John Landis. I'm dropped from the part.
Why?
Kind of politics, they said. They couldn't give me a straight answer. He says, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I can't use you for this part.
So what do you think happened?
So, I know what happened. I found out exactly what happened. Sly got back from Europe that Sunday. I won the part on a Thursday. I picked him up at the airport Sunday. He didn't say a word to me.
Right. Not talking to you.
Nothing.
Not talking to you.
So, and then the next week is our rehearsal, and that morning he goes, you nervous? I said, no, I've been waiting this for my whole life. I'm not nervous. He goes, oh, I hate cold readings. I said, this isn't cold. We got the script. So we have rehearsal. I sit right next to him that day in rehearsal, and I did really good.
Right.
And Jackie Birch, after we were done with the read-through, came up to me and she goes, Tommy, you're going to run away with this movie. You're going to steal it.
Go ahead.
And Sly was standing right there, and he's just looking at me, like right through me. And I'm like, no, don't say that. It's not. I'm not going to.
Right. You don't need that.
No, I don't need that in front of him. I know him. You don't.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, I found out when Sly got back from Europe, the next Monday morning, he saw John Landis, and John Landis goes, so what do you think of that Tommy Grant?
Yeah.
And Sly goes, my worst effing nightmare. You know how hard it is to find a guy to clean my cars the way he does?
Oh.
And this was first-hand information from a bodyguard who was with him. And then that night he went out with Jeffrey Katzenberg from Disney, who already okayed me.
So you think Sly put the kill on your movie thing?
Firsthand, they were out to dinner. He said to this Jeffrey Katzenberg, I don't want Tommy in the movie. Get somebody else.
So did you confront Sly on this?
No.
You didn't?
Never did.
So how do you know? I mean, in all fairness, you don't know that.
No, yeah, I can never prove that.
Right.
But something did
in all
happen.
fairness to Sylvester, you don't know. I mean, that's your side of it.
That's my side, what I heard. That's all what I heard. I'm not
and so what
it
happened?
up.
And you quit your job?
No, I didn't.
What happened? He fired you?
No, I lost the part in the movie, but then John Landis called back and gave me a small part.
Okay.
So I took it anyway.
Right.
You know,
what the hell?
All right. And then, but after that, like John Landis said, he worked with me, Jackie Birch, and they did call me up, and I went. Jackie Birch called me for this other movie with Kurt Russell and Ray Liotta. I went and read, small part, you got it.
Right.
I never got the part, and I was kind of mad at Jackie. Then Paul the cook says, "Don't be mad at Jackie, it's not her." And one after the other, a lot of things happen when I go.
So you blame Sylvester?
You think he's standing in the way of your career?
You really think he's like calling all these people and saying, "Don't give them the part"?
It's hard. Can I just say something? It's hard to believe, but you don't know Sly.
Really?
It's
I don't want to know. I don't know. You know, maybe that's why I'm not getting parts.
Calling us about us.
Yeah.
Leave us alone, guy.
Hey, do you think Sylvester's after me? My career hasn't been going so well. Maybe he got the Spanish on me.
I was up for a couple of parts.
I can never prove it.
So in other words, you have that feeling. Now, and what happened to your job cleaning the cars? Was that basically terminated?
No, well, after I lost that part in Oscar, I also got a pay cut. But I stayed there because I had an expensive apartment. I needed the money.
Right.
So I kept my mouth shut. Stopped acting class, was kind of depressed. It did my job.
Right.
It took a lot of S. And anyway, then Cliffhanger came up. And I'm sitting in the kitchen and Sly goes to me, you read for Cliffhanger yet?
Yeah.
I couldn't even say anything because everything else had happened. He goes, look, you're never going to get ahead like that. He picks up the phone, calls the casting director, and says, I'm sending Tom Grant down to read for Cliffhanger, Special Agent Matheson.
Right.
So I was like, great. So, I go down and read for the part. I worked on it with my acting teacher. I did really good.
Yeah.
She came up to the house, told Sly I did really good. Sly says, you got the part.
Right.
And we're going to go to Italy.
All right, so wait, don't make this a whole long story because I got to get the chuck.
Okay,
so anyway, just tell me
I
how
never got the part.
You never got the part again, and then you confronted Sly?
No, I never confronted him.
So how did you lose your job?
While Sly went away to do Cliffhanger, I planned on quitting anyway when he got back. But in the meantime, I was driving Sly's cars around for work between the beach house and the other house. And one of the bodyguards in Europe found out, and they said, you can't use Sly's car. You got to use your own car. And
this is complicated.
Okay, it is. This was in the
There's so many connecting wires. There's no straight line.
This was in the Inquirer?
Yes, because I go up to get my car, and I find one of the bodyguards and his son Sage under the hood of my car at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're just checking out your engine.
Right.
So they leave, and I make a couple phone calls. Then I go drive my car down this windy road in Beverly Hills, and my steering wheel locks up.
Are you saying...
Oh, no. A mechanic found pebbles in my...
You're not blaming them for that, are you? Why would they do that to you?
If you knew those two, you
Really?
It was just a
joke.
joke.
These are pretty heavy accusations.
It was a joke?
Accusations.
Yeah.
The mechanics found rocks in my...
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true or not that they did it. I mean, why would they do that to you?
It's kind of...
So what happened? Then you quit?
Yeah.
Then after that you quit?
Yeah, that was it.
Wow. I mean, listen, you know me. I don't know if this stuff's true or not. I don't even know that you work for Sylvester Stallone.
I know you don't.
I don't know you. You just walked in off the street.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you don't. It's not like you have an ID card.
Yeah.
They don't hand them.
I mean, it's hard to believe that Sylvester Stallone would really care that he doesn't want to lose his car cleaner.
Or that he wishes, he should have had somebody steal that movie Oscar from him.
Yeah.
It
He should have let you be in it. And, you never know. Because sometimes, guys get delusional, and you never know if they're really seeing things clearly.
Oh, like me?
Yeah. I'm saying, I don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe you are, but what can I tell you?
You're that
it's
close
a good story, though.
Well, maybe
he likes me a lot.
Just got carried away.
Yeah, maybe you're that close. After you hang around with him, you go, hey, I can do what he's doing.
And you think he's plotting against you, and that's why your life's not working.
Right.
Oh, that's a thought.
That's like Ganji thinks I'm plotting against him. He's not going anywhere, but he thinks I'm doing it.
No, Sly liked me a lot working up at his house.
He loves you now.
In the movies with him, he didn't. Even when I was in the small part in Oscar, he gave me a really hard time.
Well, there it is. There's the great story of Tommy, who basically had it all.
Just imagine, Sly Stallone is jealous of him.
He was washing cars, and Sylvester Stallone, according to Tommy now, got very jealous.
Yeah.
Tommy. Well, there you go.
Well, that's it.
Of course, I'm sure if you call Sylvester, he might say, hey, listen, the only one plotting against Tommy is Tommy.
Or he might say, Tommy who?
Tommy who?
No time
yeah, right.
about Tommy.
In fact, this guy sitting here might not even be the Tommy that worked. I don't know. You understand?
I know.
All right. But Tommy's a great story, and you hooked us all in. I like it. And if it's true, I think you've got a very depressing story on your hands.
What are you doing now?
Well, I'm working for my brother as a landscaper, and I work in a restaurant at night. But why I wanted to come in here?
Go ahead, real quick, because I got Chuck Norris, and I want to tell the story what happened yesterday.
I wrote my own screenplay. I have the money raised. I'm directing a movie.
Okay, all right.
And there's a part of God in it, just a cameo. He's a cab driver and a priest and a pizza boy.
You want Jackie?
No.
Oh.
You.
Me?
3 afternoons of your time, you can make a lot of money. We could discuss
how many millions?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be that.
No, forget it. I'm very expensive.
Why don't you call Stallone?
No, first of all, I'm under contract for my first film with Reicher. You understand that?
You can't do a cameo? In a
I don't know.
Film?
What is my role? Quickly, 2 seconds.
What's your role?
Yes.
You're God in the movie.
One sentence.
God? You are like George Burns was in the 70s. You're Howard Stern 90s God.
Who's my co-star?
I haven't cast yet, but if I
Who
get
has top billing?
Oh, they want you attached so they
they want me attached to the project?
Oh, no, it's not we, it's me.
Call my agent.
Okay, I'll do that.
That's right.
I'll send him. I got your list.
Sylvester Stallone called me about you. He told me not to do the movie. I was gonna, but he called me and he said, don't do Tommy's movie.
Don't work with that guy.
That's right. He told me, don't under any circumstances work. I want him back washing my car.
He doesn't know.
All right, let me think about it, all right?
All right. He does now.
Never. All right. Anyway, listen, Tommy.
Okay.
I wish you luck. I didn't even spend more time with you, but Chuck Norris is here. So if you be mad at someone, be mad at Chuck Norris.
No.
All right?
Chuck is plotting against you.
Chuck doesn't like you. What? Chuck's ready to get on.
Yeah, I don't think Chuck likes him.
He doesn't? Why?
I just said, hey, have you ever been up to Stallone's house?
Yeah.
And see any of this stuff? And he just goes,
you don't believe any of it?
Yeah. He doesn't.
Hey, where's Chuck? Let's have him confront Tommy. Okay. This will be good.
If Chuck ever saw you up there, did you ever see Chuck?
No, I never met him before.
Who, Chuck Norris?
Yeah, I never met him.
See, he never even heard of you.
Oh, I should have. Who the hell am I?
I wonder if Chuck ever saw Sylvester's cars.
They were clean, though.
They were clean.
Let's see if the cars were really clean.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
sometimes,
he got fired because the cars were
I should say this in Sylvester Stallone's defense because he's not here. Sometimes a guy... here's Chuck. Chuck will straighten you right out. Don't say anything or he'll just kick your ass.
Oh, I wouldn't say nothing to him.
Chuck, tell him.
How you doing?
Hey, Chuck.
How are you?
Chuck, you don't like this guy?
Huh?
You don't like Tommy? Kick his ass, will you?
Why?
For Sylvester.
Why?
Hey, but anyway, seriously, you know that sometimes that someone like you're super
You might
famous.
have people working around your house.
Hey, you got people working around your house who sometimes think you might be plotting against them and stuff, holding them back, right?
Oh, a couple of them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You see? So that
Can
could
I
happen.
say one thing?
Yeah.
For a guy who's making this up, no talent, ICM took me on, which is a big agency. They
Is that
thought
right?
I had something. And I lost my agent. I don't know how. Another.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Another twist in the
I have
plot.
to back him up because the same thing happened to Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Is that right?
Stallone, yeah.
He was cleaning Stallone's cars?
No, he was down there. He'd go to his gate every morning, and pass all these pamphlets with his bodyguards, trying to... When he first came over from Brussels,
right.
Jean-Claude, so he'd go to his gate every morning, pass out these little brochures because he'd do the splits and all this.
Right. And
Sylvester
said, hey, this guy's good. I don't want him in my movie.
Actually, Sasha's the one
right.
that came out the gate and says, can you really do all that? And he says, yeah. So he actually got inside and got to get to know Stallone and got tied in with him for a while. And then one night he went out partying and ran into one of Stallone's girlfriends.
Yeah, that was it.
And that was the end of it.
That was the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tommy, who knows?
Again, that's what Jean-Claude told me. So.
Hey, but Chuck, I don't know. Hey, Chuck, let me take a break. Tommy, I'm going to throw you the hell out of here because basically you're a car washer, okay? No offense. I don't care what agency you're with. You're really nobody, okay? And we got your story. We use you up, and then we just throw you out like Sylvester did.
Thank you.
All right?
Don't get upset, though.
And then we'll let Chuck sit down, who deserves to be sitting there, because he can beat your ass. Beat his ass just to teach him a lesson.
He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
You know?
So me and Chuck were at Planet Hollywood. Chuck did something really cool for me, which is a real funny story.
Uh-huh.
And but I want to talk about it on the air.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll be back right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
All right, so listen to this. Chuck Norris has a new movie out called Top Dog. It opens, I think, next week.
Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday.
April 28th, yeah.
His brother directed it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This guy, Aaron, who's a pretty nice guy.
Aaron Norris?
Aaron Norris, yeah.
Yeah, my baby
good-looking
brother.
guy.
Yeah, my baby
My
brother.
wife was talking about it. She says, well, he's really cute.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I said, yeah, well, so why don't you go be in his pants? Do something for him. You're not doing anything for me. I never get laid. Once a week.
Stop it. It's up to once a week.
My wife
now.
said, we have vacation next week. My wife promises me. She goes, you're going to get it a lot. And you
What's
know
a lot?
Twice. Jackie has sex with his wife. He tells me last night he had sex with his wife 3 times.
In one night?
First,
Twice.
Was it twice?
But I was ready for it then.
Really? He says he was laying there and she was trying on different outfits that she got from Fredericks of Hollywood.
Oh.
Victoria's Secret.
Oh, okay. Big difference.
Well.
And he says she looked real good, so he got aroused. And I guess she jumped on, she pulled his pants down and got on top of him.
Whoa.
That never happens to me.
Your wife doesn't even shop at Victoria's Secret.
No.
I just gave it a shot. I just pulled my...
I sent my wife out jogging yesterday after I was with Chuck. Chuck's girlfriend is a knockout. Where's Monica? Is she here?
Yes, in the other room.
Hey, she maybe should sit here. What do you think?
Yes,
you want to sit in here?
Yeah, it's up to you, Howard.
I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about it?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. I mean, I like looking at her.
All right. Have a
okay, good. So I was with Chuck and Monica, and I just said, don't you think you should go to the track and jog?
That's
I mean, I was obvious about it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's a cruel thing to say. I just said, take a look at her. She does aerobics.
Aerobics.
Yeah, karate aerobics. I learned that yesterday. Yeah. Look at her. Oh my God. Oh, I've never seen you in a dress. Oh, that's cute. Oh, is that cute?
Hi there. How you
Oh, baby. Busy. Oh, baby. Where have you been? Where have you been? So, hey, who was that really cute girl sitting there at Planet Hollywood with you guys yesterday?
That's Aaron's wife, Becky.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, she's real hot.
Yeah.
But there was another girl sitting at the table sipping a soda.
Robin.
Who is she?
Oh,
That's
Robin.
Robin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Robin. That was the big guy in the room you were talking about last time. It's his girlfriend. She's real.
His assistant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's from New York. She's in New York.
She was like such a snob. Like she wouldn't even say hello to me, and I go, oh, I want her.
Because she's quiet. She was quiet.
Yeah.
She was intimidated by you.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that gets me hot.
Yeah, she was saying, boy, she said, boy, is Howard a good-looking guy?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Chuck, why don't you put me on some more?
Well, she started laughing after that, but
she never said that, Chuck. Let's be honest. She said that, I'm leaving my wife. Did she really say that?
Yeah, but then she started laughing, so I don't know if that meant.
Did you hear her say that, Monica?
Yeah.
You did hear her say it?
Yeah.
Be honest.
No,
I swear on my Lord Jesus Christ that you heard her say that.
No, I did.
You did, really?
Yeah. No, she said, he's a really good-looking guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But
that's it. I'm announcing my divorce. Have my accountant call my wife.
Why don't you send a letter, have the accountant call, do it all?
You got to see this girl.
Yeah. She was a model here in New York.
And then I'm like looking at her and Monica in the same room. I'm thinking all kinds of dirty stuff. Yeah, that's Chuck's assistant.
Yeah.
She thinks he's happy because it's Chuck's assistant. Meanwhile, Chuck goes through assistants every week. She just could hook up with either one. Oh, that's a goof. Your assistant's not a good-looking guy.
Huh?
I'm a much better-looking guy than him.
Yeah, but he's big.
Big deal. All right. You got me there. I got a penis this time. All right. So I go there, and then I sent my wife out jogging. She jogged. I had her jogging at night, 2 miles.
You wouldn't let her come back in?
I said I want you as thin as Monica.
What did you do, drive her 2 miles away?
I drove her, and then I drove the car away. I swear to God I did. She was so pissed. Because, she had on a nice outfit. I said, hey, you'll get home quick if you run.
She was wearing heels. She didn't have a running
Every day I
shoes.
get her, I throw her in the car, I dump her off 2 miles from the house and make her run home. Chases the car. So anyway, Chuck was really kind of cool. He calls me up and he says, you want to do something cool? I want you to see my new movie, Top Dog. It's he calls it a family movie. I guess I'm a family guy. I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Chuck kicks ass every couple of minutes, shoots a lot of guys, but yet you come away feeling like with the dog and everything. Yeah, my kids went. So this is what he said. He says, "I'll rent out Planet Hollywood. They have a little screening room.
Right.
I'll sit there, watch the movie with the kids, and let the kids bring as many kids as they want." I was like, whoa. If I say that to my kids, I'll first of all, my kids will be really popular.
Well, they're popular anyway.
They're popular anyway, but I have vowed I don't want my kids to go through the pain that I went through in school because I was
not fitting in.
I was the geek. I was the schmo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
So why should my kids have to go through that? Every day I would vomit before school because I get nauseous and vomit because I knew the kids were either going to beat me up
or hate you.
Yeah. Now Chuck, of course, if he had gotten beaten up, would have been driven to do karate. My parents drove me to a jiu-jitsu class. The instructor told me my feet were dirty and my nails were too long on my feet and threw me out of the class. And that was the end. It was a Korean guy or something. And that was it. That's my story. I remember.
He didn't even fit into that class.
The guy said he has to go home and wash his feet. But I didn't like to shower. I didn't like to shower.
What is wrong with you?
I was a little kid. And he says his nails are weapons.
Yeah, he doesn't need this class. He's got a weapon. His toenails.
So I continue to get my ass kicked. And, I just think,
Why didn't you whip off those shoes?
So, I don't know. The karate thing never worked out for me. It would have been a whole different life if I could have kicked some ass, because I had plenty of people I could have practiced on.
You needed some lugs at that time. So
I sure did. I sure needed something. Yeah. But anyway, when Chuck made this offer, this very gracious offer, I was like, wow, that is really cool. So I called my kids on the air, and they were out of their minds. You mean we can invite our friends, drive them to Planet Hollywood. Planet Hollywood will feed them and stuff.
The whole day we watch the guy in the movie while he's sitting there with us.
Yeah. And Chuck's going to sit there and watch the movie. Chuck hadn't even seen the movie. He was going to see it for the first time.
That was your first time?
Yeah, my first time seeing it.
Yeah. So I canceled my lunch with Spielberg, and I said, hey.
That was Mort Spielberg.
Morton Spielberg. So I went there, and I said, hey, this is going to be good. Now, I assume the way this happens is Chuck's movie studio rents out Planet Hollywood, right? That's how it works. Or they're happy, they do it, and that's how it works. Okay. And I've been to movie screenings at Planet Hollywood.
It's cool.
And what they do is they sneak you up the back steps, and you just go into this little room, and you sit there and you watch a movie. So I figured, hey, this is going to be cool. All right. So all of a sudden I get to Planet Hollywood yesterday, and all of a sudden they're bringing me in through the whole restaurant and having me wave to people and junk.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, the guy from Planet Hollywood had set up me and Chuck. So we walk in, and all of a sudden there's TV cameras, and someone says to me, "Why don't you? Chuck wants you in here so that you can introduce him to the kids." And I'm saying to myself, wow, Chuck's really going all out. He wants me to introduce him to my kids, and then I guess Chuck's going to come out in a gi and throw karate stars or something at him. Because they said Chuck wants to do a demonstration. So I walk in, I said, "Chuck, what's going on?" He goes, "I don't know."
Are you kidding?
All of a sudden, the guy from Planet Hollywood pulls me out in front of the cameras. He goes, "Go introduce Chuck." Now, I don't even have a speech or anything prepared, because I would if I'm going to make a speech for Chuck, I would like to say something nice. So I get up there and I go, I was real lame. I go, hey, everybody, Chuck Norris is here. I didn't know what I was doing. And you know me, I get nervous in front of people.
Well, you know what's funny? I was driving around yesterday, and all of a sudden I hear Howard's making an appearance at Planet Hollywood.
Now, where did you hear that?
From my driver.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how would your driver know that?
He happened to go by Planet Hollywood because I was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And he says, so, I had to pull up my car to Planet Hollywood to let somebody out. And then all of a sudden they said, who's that? Because we're waiting for Howard. They thought you might be in the car.
Well,
and I said, what are you talking about? He says, Howard's doing something over at Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, the guy from Planet Hollywood calls me every week to get me to go over there and make an appearance and stuff. And, hey, you charge money for personal behavior. He suckered me into it. He suckered. I'm never going back there again. Never. I'm never mentioning them again after today.
Because
they suckered, and they were real nice and everything, but they suckered me into a personal appearance.
Yeah.
And Chuck, I don't think you knew what was going on.
I knew they were going to give away the dog,
right. But you didn't know anything about it. Well, you thought we were going down to see the movie.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm here I am. Chuck's been really nice to me, and I have nothing to say. I should have gotten up there. I should have said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been a fan. Let me tell you what I should have said, because I thought about it on the way home. I was really bummed out. I said, Chuck must think I'm a real dick. So I get out there and I go, hey, I taught Chuck everything I know about karate, and basically, let's face it, I've kicked his ass a few times and broken a few of his ribs, and here's Chuck Norris. I had nothing to say. It was an awful introduction. Yeah. It was like the kind of thing like Chuck was probably saying, hey, the guy's a real dick. Were you saying I was a real dick?
No.
Okay, right. So I walk out, and I said something like, I should have said like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I happen to be a real fan of karate movies, and the first guy that I ever saw do a really cool karate movie was Chuck Norris. I mean, aside from those Japanese chopsaki flicks that really kind of suck.
Right, you only watch them because of the moves. You never really were into the movie.
And, hey, call me egocentric, but I want to see white guys kicking ass.
I'm sick and tired.
I'm sick and tired of Japanese guys beating up white guys.
It was the tracks didn't match up.
Well, whatever. Yeah, that too. I'd like to see the mouth move with the words. And like the first time anybody had any brains to do put a regular American guy, and there was Chuck Norris that I can think of.
Yeah, I was the first one.
You were.
Yeah.
Screw Kung Fu. And, I said, I really dig this guy, and I really like his movies. And he always had tremendous charisma when he was on screen. And I'm proud to announce Chuck Norris. Like, that would have been like a cool introduction. Instead, I sounded like a real douche, like an ingrate. The guy from Planet Hollywood totally set me up. He fooled me. He says, I just want you to go make a speech to the kids.
What kids? Where were you?
My
in the
kids.
Restaurant?
I thought he meant my kids.
Oh.
And then I get out there and I choke and I'm like, humana. And I felt like a real a-hole. And then I'm standing there.
When I heard that you were making this appearance at Planet Hollywood, I'm like, how could he make an appearance somewhere and never tell us on the radio
Of course.
this morning?
Wasn't making any appearance anywhere. I was going, and the guy knew it too. The guy knew I was there to see Chuck and my kids and watch the movie with Chuck.
Everybody was looking at me like, oh, you don't know what Howard's doing?
So I got home, I was like on fire, and we had a really good time. I mean, the movie's great.
Yeah.
We had a great time. My kids loved the
When
movie.
you finally got downstairs to watch the movie?
Yeah, it's Chuck and a dog, but at least, like, while I was sitting there, I was afraid it was going to be like a wimpy movie with Chuck, and the dog. And
all of a sudden, Chuck's sensitive.
But every once in a while, man, he gets in there and he beats some major ass. He shoots a few people.
But he just talks to a dog.
Yeah. But the dog is real cute, so the kids loved it.
Yeah.
I thought the kids were going to walk out there traumatized. They loved it. They loved it.
The dog, interesting dog, that's a French dog called a Briard. And this dog was actually used during World War II to sniff out wounded soldiers on the battlefield.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And they became almost extinct during World War II.
Is that right?
Yeah, but they're smarter. They're smart. That's a smart dog, wasn't it?
It's a good story. Yeah, the dog's real good. Chuck's good with the dog. Chuck knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then any time you start thinking it gets a little too sweet, Chuck kills somebody. You know what I mean?
Whether they deserve it or not.
Yeah, so it's the right combination. And it's good.
I haven't killed anybody lately. Boom.
Yeah, we all enjoyed ourselves.
I did a lot of fighting that one big fight scene was...
Yeah, you were real good. And like Chuck could lift his leg, unlike these Steven Seagals.
You.
Yeah, well, of course, unlike me. Chuck was like smacking a guy with his foot in the guy's face, and I loved that.
Wow.
But I don't know, man. That guy from Planet Hollywood's real weird. And they're always trying to get me over there, and I finally go over there, and...
now they blew it.
They blew it with me. It's never going to happen again, Chuck. You can't push me around. So, my kids, you made me a hero with the kids. Cause
the kids really... How many kids?
Well, my wife got a bus.
Uh-huh.
And loaded up with Emily's, like, a couple of her friends.
Yeah.
There must have been about, 20 kids?
Yeah.
Wow.
At least 20.
So imagine how popular my kids are. My kids were, like, talking to me yesterday for, like, the first time in weeks. Because they hardly ever talk. I'm basically working all the time. So now I can work for a couple more weeks.
For a few more weeks, you're free.
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
I met Emily's karate instructor yesterday.
Yeah, and then I invited my kid's karate instructor, Sensei Howie Friedman.
Oh, God, not him.
Yes, you know Howie.
Did he make a fool of himself?
No, he was pretty cool.
Was he okay?
Yeah, and then Chuck took pictures with him and stuff.
All over
It was great.
Is his wife a teacher?
Yeah, she's a black belt, too.
Oh, really?
And she's a real good teacher, too.
Good.
Yeah, so you actually rap into them and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty nice.
They're nice people.
Yeah, they're real good.
Howie will be talking about that for years.
Yeah, and then Chuck took pictures with them. They'll be hanging them up.
Of course, they'll be in the school.
So, like, I was like King Tut yesterday. You did me a real solid, man. I don't know how I'll ever repay you.
Oh, man.
Here, watch this. I'll call my kid.
All right.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Watch this.
Get a review of the movie here.
Yeah, they liked it. They liked it a lot. And they thought it was really cool that, like, Chuck was sitting there watching the movie with them. And I was like, hey, it's no big deal. I can make this happen anytime. Yeah. We're going to be doing this on Chuck's next movie. Let me see if Hey, Gary, get my wife on the phone, will you? Here, I'll take a break, Chuck. Okay. So the film's Top Dog is coming out next week.
Okay.
Monica, you look cute as ever. What are you guys flying back to where?
Back to Dallas.
Oh, Dallas?
Yeah, I start shooting Monday again.
Now, when's the wedding?
Next year, August 10th of next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Have to make sure it's still on track.
Yeah. Well, I need plenty of time. Howard and I got to plan my bachelor party.
Right. Hey, when do you want to do your bachelor party?
We'll work out a
All right, good. Because we have it all.
We'll start today.
Seriously, Chuck, I want to have a bachelor party for you.
Okay, good.
If you don't mind.
Not at all.
All right. I'd like to,
Whether you're here or not, he'll have
Yeah,
it.
you don't have to be here for it.
I'll be here.
Okay, great.
I'll be here.
I'm being serious. Don't forget about it.
I won't forget.
All right, good. You need a bachelor party.
Hey, I do.
Oh,
Definitely.
boy. You won't get married after this bachelor party. All damn thing they are.
No, it's
Don't
mandatory
worry.
that you get married after your bachelor party. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't have it unless you do.
Imagine a room filled with 40 Monicas. It's super. All right, wait a second. Invite your brother, too.
Oh, he will.
All right.
No. He'll be there.
Honey?
Hi.
Wait a second. Hey.
Hi. Hi, Chuck. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Allison.
It was a wonderful day yesterday. Thank you so much. It was really
Except for
great.
the guy from Planet Hollywood setting me up.
Well, you know, it was
He had a
really-
whole personal appearance there for me.
Howard, it was really strange because I was waiting for you downstairs.
Yeah, I know. And the guy, I knew something was up when the guy ushered me in in a bizarre way. And then
But you weren't even up there.
No.
No. And then, they do this with him. They put him in strange places. So I came looking for him, and he was in this room. And then they said to me, Howard's going to present Chuck to Planet Hollywood. So
Man, they never told me. And then I went out and I gave Chuck a real lame speech.
You didn't know you were presenting.
I didn't know I was presenting. It was insulting to Chuck because I got out there and said,
you did a beautiful job. You did a great job.
well, I apologize, but I got set up on that one,
I
Chuck.
know.
People always do that to me.
And I felt really badly because, I knew that you didn't know that you were walking out to the whole crowd.
Hey, I like it you went jogging last night.
Howard, you had nothing to do with my going
Okay. I yelled at her.
You did not.
I said, you get out and jog.
Come up with these things. You never once yelled at me.
When I said Monica was skinnier than you.
He's going to start driving you further from the house.
I want you doing aerobics. All right, anyway, so...
I think Monica's wonderful.
Hey, put on Emily. Let her give a review of the
I'd
movie.
like to put on Emily. She was up very late last night. She sounds asleep.
Oh, really?
Oh.
How long are you going to be on the show?
Chuck's going to wait here for 12 hours. What about Deborah? She can't give a review?
They both sound asleep.
Well, I don't blame them. I would be, too, if I didn't have to go back.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I have to give the review. It was wonderful. It was so much fun.
They wanted to hear from the kids, not from you. Every time
I want to hear from you, Allison.
He ain't looking for you to go to the movie. All right, honey.
What do you mean you ain't looking
Yes,
for me?
I am, too.
A lot of the girls thought I was cute there yesterday.
What girls? The children?
No, the models.
What do your kids' friends think of you as a dad?
I don't think anybody thinks of me as a dad. But now I'm like the top dad in the neighborhood because I get Chuck Norris to appear and show us his
I
movies.
wonder about, the whole look and everything.
I think they
sort of
think...
laugh at your kids.
They probably laugh at me. They go, look at that idiot, because all the dads on Long Island, they got nice haircuts and they look normal.
And they wear suits.
And they're like, hey, who's he trying to be? I know I look like a total douche, so I don't embarrass my kids. You remember the parents that used to embarrass their kids to show up at school with white socks and they were all heavy and everything? I don't do that.
Yeah.
I know I stay away from school. I stay away from the kids. I let my wife raise them. That's the way to do it. And she's doing a great job. They're good kids.
Yeah, they're great.
You were wonderful, Chuck, with the kids. Thank you so much.
Chuck's a better father to my kids than I am. He really is. All right, Allison.
So your kids behave themselves. They didn't embarrass you or
No, and they loved the movie, and everyone was applauding at the end, having a great time.
It was really a lot of fun. It's going to do great. It's a fun, really great movie.
So everybody had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time.
We did have a good time.
All right, honey.
It was good. Thanks a lot.
I was talking to Monica, not you. All right. I'm kidding. Thank you.
Monica, we'll get together the next time.
That's right. We're going to have to plan the bachelorette party, Allison.
All right,
Yes.
sounds good.
But
And,
we're flying somewhere.
And teach my wife that aerobics you do to get your body in shape like that. Look at that.
You have nothing to do with anything that I do, really. And the
Of course
shredded
not.
wheat was in another drawer.
Thank you. Okay. That's for another discussion. Goodbye.
Bye.
Let me tell you something. You're having some party there, Chuck.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Wait till you
we
wait
have
till
plenty of
bachelor
time.
party.
We have plenty of time to plan it.
Wait till I introduce you to Michelle. Wow.
40 Michelles or
40 Michelle. No, we're gonna have a nice.
There you go, Monica. You use that aerobics on him.
Hey, did Monica tell you during the movie? Monica and Chuck were sitting in front of me.
Yes.
I felt up Monica during the movie.
Oh,
I did. I had my hand.
Wait a minute. Where'd you put your hand?
She thought it was Chuck's hand. I had it on her shoulder.
Oh, that's why she had that big smile.
And then I was squeezing. I squeezed her chest a couple of times.
Stop that.
Yeah, she never knew. It was very dark.
She had the biggest smile on her face.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that was all
How was
about.
that, baby?
It was great.
Wasn't that good? She loved it. She had a good time. So anyway, I was going to feel up Chuck, but... So your brother did a good job directing, because that's a lot of pressure, because if he screws up, do you tell him?
When did he become a director?
He's directed a couple of films.
Yeah, actually became a director when I did Braddock, Missing in Action 3.
Yeah.
I was doing that film over in the Philippines, and it was turning out horribly. The director was doing it was really screwing up bad. And about 4 weeks in the shooting, I called up the producers in L.A. and said, look, I got to make a change. I got a big problem here. And they said, well, who do you want to send? And I said, send my brother. They said, well, he's never directed before. And I said, yeah, but I want him. He understands the story. Send Aaron over there and save my butt. Turned the whole movie around and made it a very successful film.
Yeah, he did a nice job with this.
Did a good job.
Yeah, top dog, and you get the dog in line and all that crap.
And then Sidekicks, one before you were talking about, you saw.
Yeah. They run that on HBO like a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, bachelor party next time you come to New York. You got to let us know.
I will.
The movie's Top Dog. Monica,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a hug goodbye. To see the action going on here. And did you make love to Chuck after the Planet Hollywood movie?
I said yes.
You did, didn't you? You went back to the hotel and they loved him, didn't you? I knew it. Because, she was all excited. Chuck's on the screen. I could tell.
Her all excited?
Yeah, she was completely aroused. He's your top dog, right? Chuck, what happened? Like, after you saw the movie, and it was probably a big relief to you that it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't seen it.
I hadn't seen it.
And you don't know. I mean, you're so busy filming a lot of stuff.
Well, getting the reaction from the kids, that's the key thing, because it is a PG film.
Right.
And you're always concerned how the kid's going to react to it, because there's a lot of action.
Yeah.
But I think the humor with the dog kind of diffused all the fighting that I did on the screen.
Right. So I go home and go, top dog, doggy style. They're going right back to the room. I know it. I know exactly what Chuck's going to be in for. What a night. And Monica's like as good looking as any model you ever see.
Yeah, she kept calling me a Great Dane. I don't know.
Is that right? So what happened? Like, what did you do? Like after Planet Hollywood, what did you guys do? You guys went right back to the hotel?
Let's see, what the devil did we do yesterday? I still had interviews to do. I did MTV yesterday.
Well, that had to turn you on, Monica. The Young People's Network.
Yeah. MTV, yeah.
MTV, you did that.
Yeah.
And then who did that? Kurt Loder?
The guy, John Cincio.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what a load, huh? Yeah, okay, so yeah, you got done with that.
I tell you, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
Remind me a little bit of you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think everybody reminds me of me. So, okay, so you did that, and then what happened? You went back to the hotel at what point?
Actually, then we went straight to dinner, and then we went and saw Sunset Boulevard last night.
Oh, you went to see the play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he gave her the whole New York experience.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so you didn't get back to the hotel?
Till about 11?
A little after 11.
And then what happens, Monica? What do you slip into? Do you slip into outfits?
Yeah.
I mean, is that what happens?
Yeah, she slipped into an outfit and I became a Great Dane.
Is that right?
Only kidding, hon.
Monica, what did you, what do? You get back and then, you slip into something, because this is an exciting day. I mean, Chuck... Yeah, but wait a second. In all seriousness, Chuck has now had a very full day of...
a whirlwind.
A whirlwind, and he needs to unwind. I mean, and now it's your time to be alone. And admit it, it's a pretty heady thing for a young woman like yourself, spending the day with Chuck at MTV, the media, and the cameras. It was exciting, true?
Everybody paying attention to Chuck.
Chuck wasn't exciting?
No, she doesn't...
Oh, yeah.
She really doesn't.
Yeah.
Monica's not into this
Chuck,
stuff.
it has an effect.
So do you guys have champagne when you get back to the room to celebrate your good fortune?
Nah.
Strawberries, anything?
Yeah.
So what do? You're tired and you have to get ready for bed.
Yeah.
So what does Monica slip into? I mean, you just sleep in the raw?
No, she has like a black...
What's the big deal?
A black negligee.
Really?
Yeah.
Short nighty?
And it looks good in the blonde hair.
Oh, I could imagine.
You do. You really.
Man.
You look good in black.
Oh, baby. Can I see that one time?
You do. You look really good in black.
You look great in black.
You look good in
He's trying to make up.
I'd like to see you in the nighty. So you get in the nighty.
I'm trying to work into my bachelor party.
There you go. Permission, is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Permission. Yeah.
I see the two of you just, sweating to Nightline going on. All right, so hang on. What happens? You slip into a negligee, and then Chuck comes into the room. And Chuck, I just picture you nude. You just walk into the room nude.
Is that the
And you never get tired of seeing her in a black negligee, right? No, that's
What's your favorite color to see Chuck in?
Yeah. What color do you like Chuck in?
She likes skin flavored.
Yeah.
She does?
Flesh colored.
You guys no weed or anything to get in the mood?
And no music.
We don't need that. Chuck, forget your image and everything. I mean, you must have a little weed every once in a while. No?
Hey, I don't need it.
You don't need it. So Monica, no weed. And then you guys go right into lovemaking. How long a session would you say?
We finished, well, just before we came here, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what do you finish up about 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
On a slow night.
Super. You came in this morning and you said, you see that building blow up in Oklahoma and you wonder if you're not taking it, living life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck must have seen a building blow up or something.
You know what it is?
Because he's living life to the fullest.
If Chuck had been in Oklahoma and he blew up in that building, you could say, hey, at least the guy had incredible fun.
He would have died without any regret.
Me, I'm going to blow up in a building. The Arabs are going to blow me up, and then it'll be that poor bastard. He should have gone out and gotten a young girlfriend. Stupid ass. He had to hold on to his money. Dummy. Oh, unbelievable.
You know, that bed did sound like the...
But the bed?
Yeah.
I can imagine. I don't know what hotel you were in, but I can imagine the people on the floor below pounding. Enough already. All right? I can't take it. Must be. Give it a rest. Give the poor girl a rest. Later. Oh, yeah. Oh, Monica. Oh, my God. Oh, Weo. My top dog.
Honey, that sounds like you.
That sounds like Monica? Does she make a lot of noise? Oh man. Yeah. We'll talk at the bachelor party.
You bet.
Yeah. So, anyway, that sounds pretty exciting, huh? Man. Hey, Chuck, do you hear about this? The Oklahoma thing is horrible.
Well, that's my hometown,
Let me tell you something. Now, here's what I'm calling for. Maybe this isn't politically correct. I'm sure I'm going to get letters. You tell me. You think it's out of line to say that listen, we know there are many nice Arabs, Arab Americans.
But do they have to be here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. All right, no. What I'm saying is there's a lot of these known terrorists. The FBI has lists of them. In fact, when they catch the 3 guys or whoever did this, Larry and Curly, the FBI is going to come out and say, we know about these guys. We have a long list of their activities. We've been following them for years. This is what happened with the World Trade Center. Is it wrong for the president to declare that we are under siege? We are in a war right now. Buildings are blowing up. World Trade Center, federal building. What is wrong with taking these so-called 50-year-old students, these Arab guys who come over, they're declaring political asylum, they're not American citizens. What is wrong with us taking them, rounding them up, and shipping them out of the country, especially if we know they've been meeting and having terrorist meetings?
I totally agree. There's, the Arab people are nice people.
Right, we got to say that.
But the terrorists, the people that are known
Chuck
terrorists.
doesn't know any Arabs, and you don't know any Arabs.
Exactly, yeah. They're wonderful people.
Right. No matter what their ethnic background
we love
is.
everybody.
I mean, but if they're known terrorists and they're known to be going against our government, get them the hell out of here.
And you know what happens? What's going to happen is the 60 Minutes will do a piece as we round these. If it ever happens, it won't happen because Clinton's a pussy, and he's not going to do it. He wants to get reelected. But what's going to happen is, as soon as we start rounding them up, there's going to be a 60 Minutes piece, and some guy's going to be on there and go, I am a good man, why are you sending me back? And then everyone will cave in. William Kunstler will come on and say, it's no longer America. We are under siege, and when you're in war, during World War II, when we were at war, everybody knows this. We did have to set up internment camps. Nobody, if you were being attacked by the Japanese, you didn't know what was going on. They took Germans and blocked them in internment camps.
Bull.
They did.
They didn't take all Germans. They took
not
all Japanese.
They took Germans. And we had a bomb. Everyone says we shouldn't have dropped an A-bomb, right?
That was a racist
Everyone
thing.
says
They rounded up every Japanese.
But if you were caught up in that horror at that point, it seemed like the right thing to do. Sometimes you have to. We are in a war. And if you don't want to do these things, if you don't want to round up people, then expect every month we will begin to look like Beirut. The entire landscape of the United States will look like Beirut, and we'll start to have buildings blowing up.
I did a movie called Invasion USA.
I saw that movie.
Remember?
That was the exact same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
And how did you handle it?
Huh?
You went over there and kicked ass.
You're damn right.
You're damn right. That's what I'm suggesting. Let's send Chuck over. Yeah, Chuck, what are you doing? You're busy with young girls.
Yeah,
What's the matter with you? He's at Planet Hollywood. He's kicking ass at Planet Hollywood. All right, listen, Chuck. Had enough of your solution. All right, listen to this. After this, Chuck and Monica will be on a plane, probably in the bathroom. Oh, man. You ever do that?
The Mile High Club?
Mile High? You're in the Mile High Club?
Well, we've talked about it.
Is that right? Monica, you have these kind of discussions?
Monica, you would do that, right? Would you do that? Would you make love on a plane if Chuck needed that? That's a yes.
We've got our prenuptial framed.
Oh, you do? You really? No, that's good.
Yeah, we framed our prenuptial.
Got that all worked out?
I got it all framed in that thing on the wall.
Super.
We get it laminated.
Chuck's new movie is called Top Dog.
Yep.
And it's a fun movie.
Okay.
My kids liked it. We liked it. It was just a lot of fun, and it comes out next Friday. I think you'll enjoy it. And
Chuck's living the life.
Chuck's living the life.
And when I come back, we'll start planning our bachelor party.
When will you be back? Seriously, I got to start planning it now. I got to call Lonnie over at school.
Well, I get back on the series now. I'll start shooting the series again Monday, and
You can't have the bachelor party till right before the wedding.
No, that's not the way I do it, my dear, because in case you guys don't get married, then I'm out of bachelor party. No, I need this quick. I'm being serious now. We have vacation next week.
Next week.
Next week, I have vacation. No bachelor party next week. I gotta spend time with my wife. Then, the following week.
You'll be filming.
Well, I'll be filming.
You're filming?
Yeah, I'm filming till August.
August?
Well, that's a good time.
No.
Hey.
Chuck,
I
trust me.
time,
get back here.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I need more than a couple of days. I want to,
No.
You want
a 3-day bachelor party.
We want your marriage to be over when he leaves.
Right. Everybody will be divorced. All right. Seriously, the Chuck Norris bachelor party. Let me handle the arrangements. You give me a realistic. Don't wait till August.
All right.
All kinds of hell could break loose.
I'll get with you. We'll figure out time.
Okay, let's get this thing going.
All right.
We could all be blown up in a building and never have the bachelor party.
All right. Sounds good.
I know you have to get out because I can't look at Monica for one more second. Because I'm gonna kick you in the face, knock you out, and take her. All right, the great Chuck Norris. The great Chuck Norris with his new movie Top Dog, directed by Aaron Norris, and we'll be back after these words.
You're listening to the Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
Air of sex is in here. Jackie was in love.
With who?
With Monica. Well, what do you think she weighs? She probably weighs like 100.
How tall is she?
She's about 5'7".
110.
She's not any taller than me.
What are you, 5'6"?
5'6".
Yeah, she's 5'6", 5'7". You're 5'6". Who cares?
I don't know why you're asking about her weight.
Perfect height.
What do you think she weighs, 100?
105.
Yeah, maybe 100.
I'd say she's just a B or a C cup. Not a huge breast.
I think she's a B+.
Yeah. But they're very perky.
Very cute.
Yeah. Lucky man.
Well, like I said, if the building falls on him tomorrow, he'll die with a smile.
What are you saying?
Life to the fullest.
What are you saying? If a building falls on me, what's going to happen?
You'll be
miserable.
screaming in your coffin.
I know.
Why?
Why me?
Why?
Yeah. So, I don't want to keep going over the Oklahoma thing. You heard my position on it, and I said it when the World Trade Center got blown up, and nobody listens to me anyway. They only listen to me when I make fun of Spanish music. That's when the controversy occurs.
Well, I hope now that the country can differentiate between a real problem and a fake one.
Yeah. Yeah, they should still worry about Senator D'Amato doing a Judge Ito impression.
Yeah.
That's important stuff.
I wonder how the terrorists knew that there would be no O.J. testimony yesterday.
Jackie told them.
One day there's no O.J.
It was like perfect timing, yeah. They want to make sure they got... Because O.J. would have superseded it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. O.J. would have preempted the bombing. Well, either...
People know.
I think that what we said on the air, even though this is a goofy comedy program, I think what we said on the air this morning about the solution to that problem makes a lot of sense. And I hope that there's somebody who actually hears this, who's in some sort of power and does something about it, but no one will because we're all lazy. Me and Robin won't even do anything because we'll just go home and, Robin will...
Well, I would if I could get some help, but nobody will help me.
Robin will do a book promotion and Go to bed.
Well, I'm obligated.
Go to bed with that vibrator, and that'll be the end of it.
I haven't even had time for that.
Yeah. 2 weeks, it's, almost pool weather. I'll be opening the pool, and no one will even be thinking about it.
As long as you have your pool, you'll be a happy man.
But I know the solutions to this country's problems, just no one will take me seriously. They only take me seriously when I make fun of Spanish me. I was like, want to take 1 or 2 phone calls and then do the news? Or do you want to do the news?
These very important dates.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to be on a publicity tour next week for my book, Quivers a Life.
Right.
And going to be traveling to some places I really haven't been in a long, long time. Boston.
Can I do it? Let me handle it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, you're doing a whole presentation here.
I think that I want to do it very slowly.
All right. April 24th, Rob will be in Boston at Waterstones, 26 Exeter Street. April 25th in Philly. She'll be at
tell a time at 7 o'clock.
Oh, I don't have that. All right, then you'll give the time. April 25th, Philadelphia, Tower Bookstore, 425 South Street.
7 o'clock.
April 26th, Los Angeles, Brentano, Century City, 10250 Santa Monica Boulevard.
That is at 7.
April 27th, Los Angeles on The Tonight Show. And then April 28th, you'll be in Vegas at Borders Books at 2323 South Decatur Boulevard.
Right, at 7:30.
Okay.
And don't forget that all-important Tonight Show appearance. That's my first
said that already.
time.
You're a virgin. And Robin will be telling all to Jay.
Do you know what I did yesterday?
No.
I had 2 very important interviews done by 2 major talents.
Who?
In the country. Al Roker and Al Roker.
You call him 2 people? He's the size of 2 people. Al Roker interviewed you?
Al
for what?
Roker interviewed me twice, for Weekend Today and then for his CNBC show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so funny because I had to go to 2 different places to be interviewed by Al Roker.
That's weird.
Yeah, I met him in a hotel for one interview, and then we went to a studio that looked like a hotel for the other.
And you know what's amazing?
Interview.
Al Roker has nothing to say anyway. Imagine he has to do it twice. So did you goof on him?
No, he basically goofs on himself, so you
No.
don't have to.
Was he being the serious Al Roker? When he asked you about incest and stuff?
He's the happy Al Roker.
Happy Al. Yeah, Al Roker.
He got that, his face got sort of like wrinkled up, and he was like, but Robin, why? If you got over all of this, you wonder about the effect on. I said, Al, you look so worried.
Yeah, Al, why don't you mellow out? He doesn't worry about a monsoon like he worries about that. You got to come on the show.
He's actually a very good interviewer.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. One of the better interviewers I've talked to a lot. Believe me, they're pretty bad interviewers out there.
I don't know. He seems pretty goofy to me.
But that's what's fun about Al.
Yeah.
At least he's not trying to pretend to be serious and smart, which these other people are.
Big fat Al. How many marriages is he up to?
I don't know. We talked a little bit about the divorce. He, was saying that, he only gets the kids on weekends now.
Was this on the air or off the air?
This is at the break. That's why I said, Al, you got to do our show again soon.
Yeah.
I'd like to be talking to you about this.
Is he dating?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Al Roker's like a big fat guy who would never get a date, but he's on TV, so I don't know. He's got a whole thing going on with women.
And I understand that he is incredibly popular.
Really?
Yes, someone told me that Al gets the biggest ovation of anybody when they're introducing that whole Today Show crowd.
Yeah.
You got Katie Couric, Bryant Gumbel, and then you introduce Al, the crowd goes wild.
That's because white people love him. I know I love him. Black guy, I can kick his ass. He's super friendly. He's the way we want all black people to behave.
He's fat and jolly.
He's fat and jolly, and he behaves himself.
Al could be Santa Claus.
Yeah. He's like, hello there, Master Stern.
Master. Here we go. Al
I asked him to call me.
Like that.
I asked him to call me Master. He said, "Oh, I have no problem with that."
I don't remember that interview.
No, he's like half Uncle Remus, half Santa Claus.
Oh, here we go. See, now you got a nice black guy. And you
got to ruin it.
That's right.
I'm going to turn him into a Black Panther.
Everybody else will say, "See, you're nice to white people. They call you Uncle Remus."
Exactly. You're right.
He's getting married.
No.
Did he really? To who? A white woman?
No, he's getting married in, I think, May.
White woman?
A network woman, according to somebody who works with him here.
White woman?
Stanley, why don't you come in and tell me if it's a white woman?
He's getting married again?
Realize, too, that, there's a guy who probably, he was married Like maybe he has affairs and stuff with all the different people. I mean, like he's in demand. I mean, no, of course I can get laid.
He doesn't even. There's no waiting. Al is marrying again.
Wow.
Let me go find out if it's the right one.
Well, how can he sneak around? He's got to get married.
Yeah, you can pretty much tell when Al's
Yeah.
around.
The earth shakes. Hey, Sandy.
Hi.
What did you hear?
Al's getting married in September.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bachelor party.
Another bachelor party.
There you go.
I'm not exactly sure who she is.
Right.
She's on NBC on the network.
White woman or black woman?
No, she's black.
on
Black.
TV?
Yeah.
Light-skinned?
Yeah.
Almost white?
Yeah, I guess almost.
Right. Well, that's
Well,
good.
since you don't know who she is, how do you know this one?
She just doesn't know the name.
Yeah, I just don't know her name.
Is she on the network?
Yeah.
Light-skinned black woman? Connie Chung?
That's not a black woman.
Looks black to me.
No, if I find out, I'll let you know, but
All right.
but I don't remember who she is.
Very
but I
good.
know it's in September.
Okay.
Wow, Al wastes no time. How
Thanks,
long
Sandy.
have you been divorced?
I don't know.
But he always dates right in that building.
Yeah.
All of his wives come from that building.
Yeah, he's probably at the commissary eating, and then he goes right over and starts dating. Let me just take one phone call. Let's see what the mood of the people is. Los Angeles, you're on the air. I bet his new wife's a good cook. He would. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah. How come you know that the wheel a long time ago?
What?
Guy's loaded.
No. That wheel you had with all the...
Yeah, the cities?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You know how since you don't use it anymore,
Yeah?
could I have it?
No. New York, you're on the air.
What does he need it
Hi,
for?
Howard.
Yeah.
I love Robin's book.
Thank you. I wrote it.
She's provided Jackie with material forever.
Yeah, Jackie, maybe you ought to do a reading before the news. Just do one reading and
Really a lot of revelations. I was kind of shocked.
join the club. You know, my face was being jogged on.
Oh, I read that.
All right, thanks for the call.
Well, I want to say one more thing.
Yes.
I don't like Spanish music either, and I hate Snapple now.
Why would you hate Snapple?
Didn't they give you a problem?
No, not at all.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Well, then I love Snapple.
Well, Snapple's great.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. If I find out a company ever kowtows to some boycott for some cockamamie reason, if I do something legitimate that's bad, I would expect every company to leave here. But I think my fans would be so upset with any company that chooses to boycott me that I think in return, my boycott of that company, my boycott led by me,
Yes.
would be 50 times more powerful because I believe we have every 25 to 54-year-old high income would begin real purchasers, real powerful types who actually would pay attention to a boycott. My boycott would be stronger than anyone's. Take heed, any company. Let this be a lesson to ye. Right?
Absolutely.
Of course.
I was ready to smash the whole bunch of them in the supermarket.
No, Snapple's been fine.
Snapple is okay.
Oh, okay.
No, don't smash them. All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye. In fact, I love that black cherry seltzer. That's my thing now.
I've always loved that.
Same with me.
Because that's like drinking soda, except it's seltzer.
And it's no sugar.
Yeah, it's
just
really good.
Plain old seltzer, no calories, no salt.
Yeah, it's a really good drink. I have that every day. It's like dessert to me. One bottle a day I drink of that. What's up?
Deborah Roberts. That's the girl that Al's marrying.
Deborah Roberts.
She's on Dateline.
Is she hot?
I have never seen. I thought you guys would know.
Lucky girl.
She got Al.
Yeah, imagine when he's nude. No kidding.
Yeah.
And she's probably really attractive.
She's having those blackout curtains installed.
Yeah. I mean, no offense to Al, but I mean,
He doesn't look like an
first of all,
attractive
if you're
man.
on TV, you know, you'd think like you'd sort of be motivated to lose a little
Well,
weight.
Al said he struggles every day.
Really? And then, I mean, you know, I guess because women are willing to sleep with him, he has no real incentive to lose the weight. It's like that girl who married Rush Limbaugh. I mean, the reality of that is, okay, she got a guy who's got some dough. But she's like a girl who was like an aerobics instructor. And she's supposedly got like a really killer body. I mean, she's got to sleep with Rush Limbaugh. I mean, physically. I mean, that's a guy she wouldn't.
A nice personality.
Yeah, but that's a guy she wouldn't even look at.
You know, she must be like, ugh.
Oh, I mean, and deep in her mind, she's like, yeah, I guess it was kind of cool at first because I thought he was going to be, but I didn't realize the day in and day out, I got to smell this guy. A big, sweaty, smelly guy.
And here he goes, oh, he's going to crawl up on me again?
Yeah, I mean, that's the reality. Forget it, when that wears off real fast. Like, I know, like, sometimes people want to do business with me, on a personal level because you go, hey, I'm going to work with Howard Stern and everything. And then all of a sudden they realize after 2 days, he's no different than anybody else. He's a big bore. And it's the same thing with, a woman marries Rush Limbaugh, attractive woman. I'd rather sell my soul to the devil. I mean, the reality of him undressing, getting himself nude, with his pink, white body, with the, God knows what his genitals, what shape they're in. And just like, this big, fat, sweaty, you've seen him sweat. I've seen his TV show, he sweats.
Just standing around.
Yeah, just standing there. A big pumpkin head, folds in his belly, his ass. Imagine what his ass looks like.
Cottage cheese.
And then, like, he's laying there, and she's got to do stuff to him. I mean, that's the reality.
Maybe he just doesn't ask. It's nice that you show up places with me.
Yeah.
You don't have to touch me.
I don't see him as being a real sexual person anyway. Yeah. I think she's probably got to do the nasty once a week.
If
Tops,
that much.
If that much.
Because he's tired from eating.
I'm thin and my wife's repulsed by me. But his ass looks like curtains. I mean, it must be in the breasts, his breast. Big, thick fingers, ham fingers.
Ham hands.
Yeah. Probably goes to the bathroom. When a guy eats that much, you go to the bathroom 3 or 4 times a day. They can't smell you unless you're showering after each movement. I mean, that's got to be pretty incredible. That's got to be an incredible waft through the air. That's the reality. Okay, you got a guy. He's a rich man. He's got radio show, everything, TV. But, yeah, honey, I'll be there in a minute. I'm singing a song of love in here. Guy goes to a bathroom 3 or 4 times. Like, I hardly eat anything, so I go to the bathroom maybe once every other day. And then I just can jump right in the shower and eliminate all evidence, all trace DNA. The Rush Limbaugh song. God's gift to radio. That big fake. How old are we?
About 5.
Yeah. And next to that huge frame, I mean, his privates have to look like raisins.
Well, isn't it true that fat people usually have tiny ones anyway?
Well, yeah, because in relation to their whole body, it can't possibly look big. I mean, when that guy's obese. I mean, he's not heavy. A heavy guy was like, Haas. Could sort of look okay.
He was stocky.
Stocky. Yeah. Ganji's stocky. Yeah. Rush Limbaugh's a beast. A beast, not obese. And, and she's like a girl who prides herself on her body. And she's working out and stuff. And like, at what point is she going to lose her motivation? Like, why do I care if my husband's like a mess?
No, but he'll probably want her to stay in top shape.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
He needs the showpiece.
Right. Showpiece. Love, I'll be there in a minute. I'm just getting ready.
He's the guy who takes the Encyclopedia Britannica to the bathroom. There's a lot of reading time.
Love, that meatloaf you made tonight was delish. I'll be there in a minute for more fun. Come listen to the concert I'm making in here. Love? Hey, what's the name of the guy who wrote this song? What is it?
Scott Simpkins.
Yeah, we should give him a plug. The Rush Limbaugh song. Baby, I'll be right there.
Probably got a computer terminal set up and they never comes up.
Yeah, right. Smelly bathroom. Honey, that asparagus you made me this morning with the egg omelet? It just flew by. I got to take a break. Let's do the news after this.
Please. We'll return to the Howard Stern Show after these messages. 97.1 The Eagle.
Hair.
Howard, Harleys, and pure rock. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
About time. Robin, what's in the news? You have a nose for news. What's in the news?
I thought you were going to have Jackie do a reading, but it's awfully late.
Yeah, I was thinking we should get to some news and maybe we'll do a reading after.
Well, rescuers are continuing to work in Oklahoma City to account for the 200 people still missing in that explosion in a federal building in the heart of town yesterday. At least 36 people are dead and 432 people injured.
Yeah, well, I've already...
A doctor who was treating people at the scene says there's only a remote chance of finding anyone else alive. You know, the building sort of collapsed on itself like a pancake. You know, the floors just are stacked on each other now. They'd had some heavy rain there, and then with the collapse, the structure is very, very weak.
Yeah, it looks just like Beirut. Well, listen, I'm not going to interrupt.
The White House says progress is being made in the investigation.
Sure. Right, investigation. Some investigation. They don't see a need to take real drastic moves now. They're making drastic moves to protect the White House. That's what they did. They said, we're going to have to take some drastic measures now and actually divert traffic from the White House.
Well, they've been considering that plan for a while, closing off Pennsylvania Avenue in that area just so that there is no traffic going to and from or by the White House at any time.
I think the president should be under the same risk that all of us are under.
Maybe then he'd
do something.
Measures.
Yeah, don't protect them extra. It's a joke. The president. What about the rest of us? What are we? Chopped liver? What are we? Garbage? What?
You take away from your argument.
Yeah, I know. It does kind of run it, doesn't it? But
the FBI also confirms the recovery of a Chevrolet Cavalier named as a suspect vehicle in the bombing. They found the car in Oklahoma City, and the FBI says it's conducting follow-up interviews to try to determine exactly what's going on. The car was probably rented in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and has Texas license plates.
Well,
in Boston, they are back at work today in the federal building there. They evacuated that building yesterday as a result of bomb threats.
Yeah, no, they're going to wait to blow up those buildings like for a month from now.
And I see also that Mayor Giuliani has put the city of New York on alert.
Right. But nobody's sat and started deporting anybody yet, have they? Well, that's good. That's good. Let's let more students, so-called students, into this country, or people seeking a political asylum, like that maniac they've got up on charges now, that William Kunstler. Is William Kunstler his representative?
I
don't even know.
He's representing the Sheikh. I know he's representing some people in that terrorist bombing trial.
The Sheikh used to be over in Egypt blowing up buildings or something, but now...
plotting assassinations.
Plotting assassinations, but we allowed him in here because he said he needed political asylum.
Well, of course he would.
Yeah, well, sure he would. So now he's here.
They're going to arrest him there.
And, of course, the FBI has lists and lists and lists and endless lists of people who blow up buildings in this country or plotting to, but nobody deports them because we're saps.
Once again, let's listen to what the president had to say.
Okay, don't get depressed
When he addressed the nation about the situation.
Promise me this won't bum anybody out. Just ignore the president because it's going to really upset you when you hear what he has to say. He's going to get the three guys who did this. That's the solution.
The United States will not tolerate it. And I will not allow the people of this country to be intimidated.
Okay, well, what are you going to do?
By evil cowards.
Okay, sounds like you have a plan, but there is none, is there? Here he is again. Is this him?
Yes.
All right.
Let there be no room for doubt.
Okay, here we go.
We will find the people who did this.
Oh, you'll find that. That's
when
good.
we do.
What are we going to do? Let's hear swift justice.
Will be swift,
like in the OJ case,
certain, and severe.
Yeah.
These people are killers, and they must be treated like killers.
Okay, that sounds like a good solution. Yeah. You're going to catch those three guys, and And the FBI is going to say, oh, we've been following them for years. We've been telling you, Mr. President, to get them out of the country.
And
He is really, he's just amazing. I mean, come on, make me the president. Make me your president.
Do you think that maybe it's against the law, what you're saying?
Absolutely not. When America, first of all, you declare an act of war. An act of war with the Middle East. All the Middle East, all those countries, Arab terrorist countries. We are now at war. We can't name exactly who we're... Okay, I'll give you a better one if you don't like that. We're at war with the subversives in this country who come over from the Middle East and regularly plot meetings.
I don't think there is a precedent for that. There is no such thing as being at war with yourself.
No, it's not with ourselves. These are not American citizens.
Well, you're declaring war on our land. You have to declare war on a body of land.
Okay, Iran. How's that? Got it? Now you know who
then
we're
you
at war
go bomb
with.
Iran.
Well, no.
And you deport all Iranian citizens.
Listen, my darling, we have to, you can...
Don't you realize that a lot of these people are hired from other countries?
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's against the law, so we're going to break a few laws now, and this is what we're going to do. We are going to say that we have a segment of our society that we are letting into this country, comes over, and they have regular meetings and plot the destruction of the United States. Now, you can say, okay, well, let's leave them here. Because, let's see, last month or 2 months or whatever it was, a year ago, they blew up the World Trade Center. Now they blew up a federal building. And
Let me give you a for instance.
So, no, for instance.
I have to tell you something, because you're, again, what you're doing, and this is what has happened in this country. This was a free country.
It can't be anymore.
And what is happening now is that we are losing all of our freedoms. It happens to be perfectly legal, unfortunately, in this country to meet and say anything you want.
The plot to overthrow the United States? Absolutely not. You're wrong.
They're not plotting to overthrow the United States. They're plotting terrorist acts.
Oh, come on. You don't think that's against the law?
Of course it's against the law to actually do something.
Then change the law of the country.
But you can sit around and say anything you want.
Listen, it would be a really ideal society if we could allow everyone in here like we did in the old days. But unfortunately, some of the third world countries today have no clue what's going on here. And let me tell you something. Years ago, if you let somebody into this country, they were grateful. They understood the premise of this country, that they would have certain freedoms. These were people dying to get in.
They came here for the freedom.
Yeah.
These people are coming here to terrorize.
They hate the United States. So you could say, what's legal, what isn't. Here's what's got to be done. You've got to, if you had 20 people living around you that wanted to kill you, and you had the right to take them and send them back to their country, visa denied. We have to change the law that allows people to walk to the country. You've seen it on 60 Minutes. They actually come up and they go, political asylum. We don't check them out. We allow them right into the country.
Well, there's too many of them now. We don't have the staff or the time.
Yeah. Laws in this country are constantly changed. You know that. There are amendments made. This is something important. When the president comes out and his solution is, I'm going to catch the 3 guys who did this, it's no solution. The 3 guys who did this are meaningless.
They saw that the 3 guys who did the World Trade Center bombing were arrested. That didn't stop them.
Yeah, and where was the swift justice? Oh, look, we discussed this enough. You do whatever you want. I'm not in control of this country.
Well, here's Janet Reno, who
put everyone
will
to
be
sleep.
Conducting
Another load.
The investigation. And here is what she had to say as to the kind of justice that could be invoked in this case.
18 U.S.C. Section 844
listen to this.
Relates to those who maliciously damage or destroy a federal building.
Oh, the book is going to be thrown at those 3. Oh, that's going to stop everything.
There is death. If death occurs, the death penalty is available, and we will seek it.
Oh, there you go. Great. That's a terrific solution. That'll bring everyone down. That'll make them all shake in their boots, these guys. They're not fanatics at all. Oh, boy.
Well, obviously our statutes and laws aren't equipped
You're not
to
kidding.
deal with people whose intent is to murder and maim for political purposes.
It's a new world. They figured out that they can blow up this
People
country.
who do not care if they live or die. As a result, they'd rather die because now they've done a great thing for Allah and they know they're going to heaven.
It's a new country. And every politician's afraid to speak about it because he might offend some Arab people. Good luck. Well, if we can't talk about these problems and define the fact that there are many Arabs who want to come to this country and blow us up, we got a real problem on our hands. I want to scratch something new under that Statue of Liberty. Take your friggin' tired, you're friggin' poor, and take them all and go home.
This way out.
Yeah, this way, a big arrow pointing on top of that head. Put the Statue of Liberty in front of France where it came from and let everyone go land there. Get out. Get out. We got to take a break now that we've solved that problem again. And we'll be back with more news from Robin right after these words.
More to come when the Howard Stern Show returns in a moment. 97.1, The Eagle. We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Oh, Jamie's crying. Thank you. I'm a really good singer.
I don't know why you went into talk.
I know. So stupid. Just seemed too easy.
So much more money, free time,
Yeah.
better hours. So you have to travel.
Whoa, 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 Jamie's crying. Whoa, Jamie's crying.
But could you really have caused the revolution in music that you caused in radio?
Nah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Tomorrow I'm going to have a hypnotist come in and force me to like Spanish music. Got a whole thing going on with
That'll
that.
fix everything.
Yeah. Once I like it, I'll be back again as a hero. Okay, Robin, what...
Testimony resumes in the O.J. trial today. Judge Ito went through the entire panel of 18 jurors yesterday and questioned them each individually, and no one thinks that any more people will be expelled from the jury at this point.
Oh, good. Swift justice. Another example of it today.
We don't know exactly what Judge Ito and the lawyers learned behind closed doors. We just know that the speculation was that little change would be made. There had been allegations of racial tension and some juror misconduct made by the juror who was dismissed a couple of weeks ago, Janet Harris, requiring the judge to delay the trial once again with these interviews of the jurors on an individual one-on-one basis. So now we will have Dennis Fung's assistant take the stand today, the woman who was in training under him and who collected most of the blood samples, will take the stand, and everybody will be waiting with bated breath to see what Andrea Mazzola has to say.
I see.
And to see if she will, too, become a target of the defense attorneys who are trying to build a theory that there was a huge police conspiracy to frame O.J. Simpson.
Be another 30 days on the stand with her, Judge Ito, giving complete credibility to this whacked-out defense.
Meanwhile, there is still speculation as to whether Kato Kalin will be recalled to the stand in light of tapes he made in preparation for a book
He should be in prison.
about O.J. and Nicole.
He should be set as an example of you go on the stand and you're less than truthful. That's called perjury. There's no such thing as honor, and he should be in jail. That's what I am calling for.
Is there any way you can get out of that?
What, out of testifying again? No. Not if they recall him. Unless he leaves the country, he could do what Roman Polanski did. Could leave the country.
But there is a question as to whether he was as forthcoming as he could have been about the relationship he witnessed between Nicole and O.J. According to the author who wrote Cato's book, these tapes reveal Cato as a confidant of Nicole Simpson, who was in on all of her activities, her dating activities, her relationship with O.J., and the fights that these two experienced. We'll have to see.
Mr. Kalin, did you witness any fights, or did you hear? Did Nicole ever tell you about what O.J.? Well, see, O.J. Was, Nicole went to, but fighting, no. What? I don't understand what you're saying. Did you ever witness any? Well, no. O.J. said that he was, mad about, with the dresses, and but no, I didn't. So
was he angry?
Well, he just said if their grandmothers couldn't the dresses.
Well, did he say that in an angry way, or was he joking?
Well, you were, angry. Not. So. That was the testimony, and it was like, well, gee, either the guy.
But you say he was in fine spirits.
Yeah, and then he walked off, and it was fine. No one said anything. Judge Ito was fine with that. That was very intelligent. Intelligent testimony. Did you talk to Mr. Weitzman, O.J.'s attorney, right after? Oh, yeah. Did O.J. tell you what to say? Are you? What kind of testimony is that?
I guess that's how he's going to get out of the perjury charge. He really didn't say anything.
And then people are honoring him. Larry King's inviting him to weddings. I mean, this is who we look up to. Larry King, that farce, that something less than a man. He's a snail. He's not a man.
I hate to bring this up because I know how it triggers things in you.
Oh, great.
But it cannot be avoided. Robert McNamara, the man who was the Secretary of Defense under John Kennedy and President Lyndon Johnson, now has written a book saying, oops, I made a mistake.
What a brave man.
Vietnam.
You know how that kills us, Vietnam vets?
That's why I didn't want to bring it up.
You know how hard we fought over there for that guy? And now he's calling everything in vain?
1,000 people died. That's not counting all the people who were injured, disfigured, and have never recovered emotionally from being in that war.
Now he made a mistake. He has some nerve writing a book.
He should have kept his mouth shut. Nobody living needed to know, oops.
Yeah, great. Poor John Voight's in a wheelchair. And this guy, you ever see that movie? Jane Fonda?
John Voight was playing a part, Howard.
Yeah, but he's in a wheelchair.
He's not crippled.
Well, in the movie he was. Shows how much you know. He really isn't in a wheelchair?
No, he's not. He can walk.
Well, let me tell you something about Nam. I never told you some of the stories that happened to me in Nam.
No.
What time is it?
It's too late for your stories.
Hey, Gary, tell Robin the story I was telling you the other day about Vietnam.
You can't even tell your own stories anymore.
Because you don't even believe it when I say, this is the most horrible story you'll ever hear. Where is that nitwit?
I guess he's trying to recollect what you said.
Yeah, he's hiding because he can't even bring himself to say it. I had to brush my teeth 4 times to get the taste of the Viet Cong hairs out of my teeth.
What were Viet Cong hairs doing in your teeth?
When I ate their legs. Let me tell you something. You know what the on-key pass is? On-key pass?
On-key
pass? Yeah. Yeah.
On-key? No, I don't know on-key.
I was in, when I was in Nam, the convoys had to go through the on-key pass. And there were a lot of places in there where the boys would get ambushed. On-key pass is anybody who served in Vietnam knows what the on-key pass is. Yes.
No,
and we would get ambushed.
For my ignorance.
And nobody was too crazy about driving those big trucks through the on-key pass. That was the worst. When you had to drive a truck through the on-key pass,
Is this dangerous? This is...
What? Well, think about it. It's bad enough you got to walk through there. Imagine driving a truck. You're a moving target.
Yeah.
So this 18-year-old kid was celebrating one night. We were all about 18, 19, as you can imagine, Robin. I was 16, as a matter of fact. I lied.
You lied to get into the service.
Yeah. This 18-year-old kid was celebrating one night because the next morning he was going to be, was going to be his first time through the on-key pass.
Oh.
So he was going to do it up big, get drunk, get himself a prostitute, spend the night doing whatever it is you do because, let's face it could be your last night. And she was a sweet little thing, this hooker.
Oh, you saw it all, huh?
Well, I sure did. I know the guy. She was a sweet little thing. Oh, yeah. She brought a satchel charge into his APC with her. They did their thing. She went home, and shortly thereafter, the charge blew up.
So he didn't even get through the on-key
No.
pass.
That's what the gook whores would do. They'd blow us up when we were having sex with them.
Well, there you go. That's the reason for not going to prostitutes.
Yeah. No, you try it. It's not easy. Sometimes, right before you get hit, Mama-san would sell you spiked grass, too.
Yeah?
You know about this?
No.
You smoke a joint, you nod right out. Probably it was heavily opiated.
And then what would happen?
Well, you'd be up about 100 to 125 feet in a tower guarding an air base, and you smoke the dope and you pass out. See?
Letting all your buddies down.
That's right.
No, that was a fine way to
And it would loosen your bowels, too.
Oh, please.
There was a woman bent over about 500 yards away in the fields. I'll never forget her. She was just harvesting something, and we're talking to each other about, I don't know, we're talking to each other, and somebody says, I'll tell you what, I bet you I can hit her. I said, don't be silly. Don't even bother. She was obviously not even an enemy agent. You could tell. Anyway, she was out of range. Everybody started taking pot shots at this woman just to see if they could hit her. I was the only one who didn't, actually. At
well,
first.
I'm glad to see you didn't.
Well, wait a second. Then something came over me. I was pissed off. I was hot. It was the second day in the tower, you know.
Yeah.
I said, damn you guys. Here, watch this. I shot her, killed right over, dead. That'll teach her. If you sell me bad pot.
I have to go on.
It was war. Where do we get that story from? Let's plug that book.
Obviously.
There's some book that Gary had about
These were
Vietnam.
things that never had to go on.
What's the name of that book?
It's called Nam.
Nam, yeah, you got to buy that. It's pretty cool.
By a guy named Mark Baker. Some of the stories in there are too long.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. But anyway,
things that didn't have to go on, but now Robert McNamara is willing to admit he didn't know what the heck he was doing. And he had no idea what we were fighting for or how to win that war.
Yeah, and he wasn't even over there.
A wall.
Yeah.
Wanted to build a wall between North and South Vietnam.
I know, I was there. I started building it. We were there one day. We were under fire. For fun, this is what we used to do. We used to rip off the Gook's arms and glue the hands to each other, and each hold an arm and arm wrestle with the Gook arms, not our own arms, because we didn't want to tire ourselves out because we had to build the wall.
You're ridiculous.
I'm telling you, we would rip their arms off, glue the hands together.
You have never recovered from Vietnam, obviously.
Nah, I'm still living it every night. I'm in the sweats. I've got deep, deep sweats from malaria. I don't want to talk about it.
Let me tell you something else that'll get you upset.
Go ahead. What?
You know the case of Gina Grant, the girl who bludgeoned her mother to death and then tried to get into Harvard and was turned down because she didn't admit on her application that she had killed her parents. She just said her mother died in an accident.
Excuse me, that's not the kind of thing you put on your application. It doesn't impress the board. You know.
Well, she was applying for early admission, and she said she had never had any trouble with the law.
I have straight A's, and I killed my mother.
And I'm an orphan, so
right.
let me in.
So go ahead, yeah. So what happened to her?
Well, she was also accepted by Columbia University until all of this came to light.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's being courted by some lawyers up in Boston who think that she's being wronged because these universities are refusing to admit her.
Those are great about lawyers. One thing I love about lawyers, if the university admitted her, the other students would get lawyers who would think they were being wronged because now they're in the midst of a murderer. So everyone would sue. So if the girl ever did anything, then all the parents would sue. And now that the school doesn't let her in, the girl is suing. You can find lawyers to do anything. Where the lawyers are sucking the country dry. Meanwhile, they've produced nothing but paperwork.
So we'll probably see Gina Grant in court fighting to be admitted to the school of her choice. Columbia's not saying whether it, too, has withdrawn an offer of admission to her. They had accepted her as well.
Let the lawyers run everything.
About her past.
Why don't we check with the lawyers before we do anything first to find out if it's okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the school should call their lawyers every time they want to make a decision. We'll never get any decisions.
And this name, lawyers, it should be shakedown artists. Not lawyers. They're shakedown artists.
Isn't it enough that she lied on her application to turn her down?
Yeah, of course. But they'll build a case and they'll get it in court and they'll get some kind of settlement or something. Shakedown.
It is quite amazing what goes on. Christian Slater is having a problem. His girlfriend is suing him for palimony.
That's another thing a lawyer dreamt up to make guys miserable.
I'm hitting all your hard spots here.
What kind of man? I don't know this Marvin Mitchelson. I'd like to interview him. I'd like to know what kind of man dreamt up palimony.
A guy who wanted money.
Traitor. Palimony. You can't live with a girl. She wants money. Hey, tell her to get married or get the hell out.
Kristen Slater's longtime girlfriend is suing him for palimony after he kicked her out of their home last week.
He's not allowed to do that. He never married her.
Nina Huang.
Nina Huang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nina Huang.
Well, tell me her story.
She said that the 25-year-old actor kicked her out after they had an argument.
Okay. He's not married.
So she moved into a hotel just last week. But she claims that while they were together, and they've been together on and off since June of 1990, that he, in an oral contract, said that if she quit her job and took care of him full time, he would share his earnings with her.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. He couldn't get anyone to take care of him full time for less money than all of his earnings. And where is her head at? Hey, if you want that, why is marriage necessary anymore? Why do we need marriage?
Remember when we talked to Christian, they were engaged.
Yeah. Why is marriage necessary? I'll tell you why marriage is necessary. That's a guy making a commitment to a woman. That's the line. That's it.
But you guys aren't playing fair anymore.
Why? How is it not fair?
You do. You say this stuff to make girls do things.
So leave. Don't if the guy. Hey, if you're a girl, you go. Wait a second. You don't want to marry me, Christian? You want me to give up my job?
What is love?
Oh, stop it. You don't have to play devil's advocate. Let me do this. I
am serious.
I know. Yeah. You marry a guy. Okay, he's on the line. This guy, Christian Slater. I don't care what you tell me. She says she should have turned to him and said, "Hey, Christian, I want you to marry me." And if he had said no, she should leave. She's looking for financial arrangement.
Did she quit her job? Did she take care of him?
Who told her to do it?
He did.
Oh, it's her word against his. What do you mean he told her? And what is she, a dummy? She's got to listen? Because, yeah, Robin, quit your job and take care of me.
Love will make people do a lot of crazy things. You know that.
Love. That's some love. You want love, find a regular guy, not Christian Slater. Christian Slater ain't looking for love. He's looking to have sex.
A lot of crazy things. That's what they tell me anyway.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know.
And Lisa Gibbons is announcing that she's stepping down from many of her duties at Entertainment Tonight to devote more time to her daytime talk show.
Oh.
Here's important news.
Since she's found out that her daytime show will be renewed through the fall of 1996, she's decided that she wants to focus more of her attention on it.
There you go.
And so she's stepping down as weekend anchor of Entertainment Tonight.
Wow.
She will still be doing those occasional feature reports and some other work for Entertainment Tonight, but her weekend anchoring post will be taken up by Julie Moran.
Well, there's a very lucky lady.
So don't look for Lisa there anymore.
We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Are we almost done?
That's up to you. You always say, you tell me when we're done. We'll be back right after this. There you go.
Let's return
Good for you, Rob.
to the Howard Stern Show.
Hey, Robin tells me she's going to be doing a few book signings all over the country next week. She'll be in Boston on the 24th at Waterstones. She'll be at Philly on April 25th at Tower Bookstore. Los Angeles, April 26th at Brentano's. In Los Angeles, April 27th on The Tonight Show, and April 28th in Las Vegas at Borders Books. So look for Robin. And, and the excitement Robin brings with her.
What excitement is that?
Trying to build an audience with her.
I am trying to. No. I'd really like to meet Dennis Fung. I hope he comes to my book signing.
There you go.
When I'm out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Robin expressed some interest in meeting Dennis Fung, and I said, now that's publicity. You date Dennis Fung. Since he said he likes you on TV. And I said, now, that'll put you over the top. And you can quickly write a book about it.
Write another book.
He's a big celebrity. No, that'll get you in the papers all over the country. You and him out on the town together.
Well, I wouldn't do it for that reason, Howard.
No, I mean, you
like
wouldn't.
To meet him.
I'd like you to do it for that reason. You'll be on the bestseller list in Tokyo. All right, let's wrap up the news because it's already tomorrow's show.
All right. Syracuse University law students withdrew their invitation to Senator Alphonse D'Amato to speak at his son's graduation because of his Japanese accented mockery of Judge Lancito.
That's wrong. The man apologized. Get on with your life.
Apologies mean nothing in this country.
Right.
Everybody's supposed to be perfect in this country. Nobody's ever heard of anything like a mistake.
Yeah. Nobody does Japanese impressions.
Especially not lawyers. Lawyers don't know anything about mistakes.
No. That's all they do is make mistakes. They don't make a mistake on your bill, though. That they get right.
A majority of the students were concerned about the pain caused by the remark and believed that his speaking at a commencement would be viewed as standing in contrast to the college's commitment to ethnic diversity.
Let me tell you about the Japanese. They don't stand around in pain. They get right back to work. They ain't sitting and worrying about handouts. They're not pained at all. Trust me. They don't make fun of them all you want.
I just feel bad for Senator Al because now he's embarrassed in front of his son.
No, he's not.
He was getting this whole honor. He's going to speak to his son's graduating class.
They're just trying to yank him.
Then booted out.
They're just trying to yank him. That's all. Oh, oops. Let out a little gas. I just let out some gas. I should have done it on mic. I'm upset.
I am just going on.
No, the Japanese don't sit and dwell on that kind of stuff.
No, Syracuse law students
Yeah.
do. Sean Goebel, he's the new serial killer on the horizon. He's confessed to killing at least 3 women and is suspected of killing dozens more in 10 states. Has been talking to investigators, and he told them what else about his troubled childhood.
Yeah, well, a little more.
And his failed marriages.
You should date him. Then you'd really be in the nest. The book would really go through the roof.
28 years old. They say he's very fond of his power over women. He loves his women. The paper is quoted, one investigator is saying. He's very proud of his physique, and he thinks women go for it. He's one of these big fat guys. He thinks he's got a good body.
Let me see his picture.
I just have a big fat face sitting here in front of me.
I see.
But I could imagine what the rest of him looks like.
No, I see a lot of these fat guys, like at the gym and stuff.
Yeah, I got a good body.
Yeah, and they think they're really good looking.
Yeah.
But they got big barrel chests and they're like beefy guys.
Right. And they'll say, women like me.
Yeah.
So anyway, he is one of these types who think women go for him. But he angers easily and quickly turns to rage, according to authorities. He's been divorced twice. He was brought up in an abusive setting, and his father served time in Illinois and New Mexico for raping 2 children.
Oh, well then, I can see why he'd go into the serial murder business.
Goebel's talks with authorities ended when lawyers were appointed for him on Tuesday.
He went into the family business.
Yeah, that's right. Murder and mayhem. Michael Jackson is about to release a new album. He's re-emerging in the public. I saw that he and Lisa Marie were inviting children to Neverland Ranch.
Again? We starting that again? Oh, my God.
This past weekend. There's some kind of a children's conference.
What about he just, stays away from kids? You know, there's still a question, you know.
It goes on, I don't know how often, but all these kids ranging from, 7 or 8 to their teens were invited to the ranch to have their conference, and then they'll submit their solutions to children's problems in the world to some UN body later on.
I mean, I know the guy was never convicted of anything, but at the same point, he did pay off some kid to keep his mouth shut. So...
Well, you have to wonder what's the best way to go. Just stay away from kids? Is that admitting guilt, or just continue to be with kids?
Well, I know the game plan might be to, be around kids and say, hey, I never did anything wrong, so why shouldn't I be around kids? But, maybe just stay away from kids and calm everybody down. I'd like to make a movie like that, like Jaws, every time Michael Jackson walks into the room.
Dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. He walks in and all the kids are around. But, where are the parents and all that? What are these, orphans?
No, they're kids from around the world who wrote essays about world problems or something, and they're going to come together and discuss these things.
With Michael Jackson.
Now, I don't know if he's going to be in the conference. They're just holding it at Neverland Ranch.
It's a good place for it. Neverland. You're never going to leave.
He was there with his wife, Lisa Marie.
His kids would be safer in Oklahoma.
And I think this is very weird. I don't know why no one else questions this but me, but Lisa Marie doesn't even live with Michael Jackson. How do we call this a marriage?
Oh, are you the only one worrying about that? I can't believe that. Fred's worried about it.
Lisa Marie and her kids live somewhere else.
Yeah, well, wouldn't you live somewhere else with your kids? Hey, look out.
But it's okay for everybody else's kids to go over to Neverland.
So when's the conference?
It's already started.
Oh, so it's going on now?
Yeah, he's got that history album coming out. So this is, the first wave of his media blitz. Seeing him walking along holding hands, of course, with Lisa Marie, but surrounded by children.
Is it a nude conference, or is it a pajama party conference, or is it...
I have
You have
no idea.
Well, you think you would
what
check into that?
Goes on.
I think President Clinton would get involved in that conference.
And he also says that he might even be willing to sit down and be interviewed by Diane Sawyer in an effort, I guess, to rehabilitate his career. Everybody's wondering just how this new album of his will do.
Yeah, she'll ask a lot of important questions.
Well, this is the first thing he's done since, in the wake of all that scandal last year.
Yeah. Let me interview him.
And that's what's happening.
Thanks, Robin. Let me do the plugs. First, we'll do Jackie. Let's remind everyone that Jackie has a couple of exciting things going on. First of all, he's got that same comedy CD or cassette. What's the name of that one?
The Joke Man.
The Joke Man.
Just about to be yanked off the shelf there.
All right, yeah, because it's been a while.
So, The Joke Man, a self-titled album.
Right. It's a very serious album. It's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Tonight, Jackie, big show at Rascals Comedy Club. Will you be reading any of Robin's book?
Depends.
Seriously.
I will have it with me.
Yeah. And if it's requested, you'll do it?
Depending on the...
Let me hear a select. Do a new selection. Real quick. One of your quick selections of Robin's book.
Something short,
yeah.
I suppose.
What is this called?
Very short?
Yeah.
Very short.
Well, whatever you want. Go ahead.
We don't like to crimp your style.
Jackie's proven he knows how to pick your material.
Well, this one... Yeah, we got 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Relax. Because this is the Polk Street incident, which was one of the highlights of the book so far for me.
All right. What is it? Is it more than a paragraph?
Yes.
This is a big one, though.
You know what? I'll save this.
All right,
I'll
go
do
ahead.
this real short one.
You tell him to do something. Yeah.
You shut up.
All right, go ahead.
You wrote it. No, we'll screw with it.
Go ahead.
I entitled this Strutting My Meat.
Strutting My Meat?
Just a quick incident.
Quick incident. There's a reading going on.
Oh, my.
And there's, of course, a lot that led to this and a lot after it, but this is just...
What are you doing while we're on vacation? Maybe I should have you come and do readings at these books.
No, I don't think my heart could take it.
I want to see that negotiation.
I couldn't afford it.
You couldn't afford it.
You really couldn't.
90% of the book.
Hey, I'm doing all the selling here.
I'm the guy that made it number 3.
Nobody cares about your book unless I'm reading it.
How come we only have time for one paragraph?
But 90 minutes
Plenty of time.
doing your
I put my
impression.
heart and my soul into this.
Right,
Go ahead, Jackie,
and you
rip
put
it
your
apart.
foot in your mouth.
Does this need a setup? Does this need a setup?
No, not at all.
All right. What is this called again?
Strutting My Meat.
Go ahead.
It's just a quick thing.
Oh, my.
Bam! At first, I thought the key to my post-summit life was getting a different kind of job. And I found myself scouring the papers again, this time for work in the skin trade.
Did you name this?
Shut up.
Jackie, it doesn't work when you laugh at yourself. Let us laugh. Go ahead.
Then you guys
Go ahead.
shut up and I won't
All right,
laugh.
go ahead. Well, everyone told me this. That's not just me saying it. Go ahead.
The ecstasy. You killed the whole
Go
thing.
ahead. Oh, yeah, it's my fault.
Back up.
It's always your fault.
The exhibitionism that had surfaced with Audrey began to move to the front of the line in my thoughts about what to do with myself.
Oh, dear.
Maybe, coupled with my desire to entertain, it would calm my restless spirit. I found myself auditioning for a porn film director, allowing him to take a Polaroid of me naked. Then I made an appointment at a strip joint downtown.
Oh.
Wow. I gotta hand it to him. You
It's not in my book.
It shouldn't have been.
Wow.
I see the Polk Street incident should have prefaced that.
I know. You had a plan in mind.
Yeah, but these
it's
are
all right. There'll be
I
plenty
see
of
what
the
the
show.
Polk Street incident is
Yeah.
now.
You sure do.
Anyway, so that's Jackie will be at Rascals Comedy Club in West Orange, New Jersey with Jake Thomas on keyboards. For filthy jokes and Robin excerpts, call 516-9221. Our own lovely Robin has a book signing schedule
schedule.
April 24th, Boston, Waterstones, 26 Exeter Street. It's 7 o'clock, is it?
Yep.
April 25th, Philly, Tower Bookstore, 425 South Street. 7 o'clock, is it?
That's right.
April 26th.
Oh, dear.
April 26th, Los Angeles, Brentano, Century City, 10250 Santa Monica Boulevard. 7 o'clock, is it?
Mm-hmm.
April 27th will be on The Tonight Show, and then April 28th, Robin goes to Las Vegas at Border Books, 2323 South Decatur Boulevard. 7 o'clock, is it?
7:30.
7:30. To order a signed copy of Stuttering John CD, call 201-942-OUCH, and don't forget about our own bald, fat engineer. If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a DJ, call Scott the Engineer's Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040, and we'll see you tomorrow.